from Giga Chad. But if Giga Chad is having all the kids, when the barbarians arrive, are the betas going to fight for Giga Chad's kids?
So we reset a PC.
No.
Or are the betas going to open the gates and say, hey, kill Giga Chad, kill Giga Chad's kids, so I have the opportunity to grape my high school crush who chose Giga Chad?
Oh, yeah. Gates are getting wide open. 100%.
Oh, yeah. And that's what's happening today. That's the first part of this article. We did a lot of anthropology, history, what civilization is. But if you want to support the show, if you want to support the Warband, consider donating to cashup.cashline. Please don't ban us. Cashup.cashline PLZ.
He just was busy explaining
that. If you want more content like this, consider subscribing to Kate and Chaz or Grey Ghost. Their channel links are in the description of this video. I need to take a piss real bad, guys. I'll be back in a sec.
Alright, we're going to get back. I'm going to go grab another case of booze.
Let's check. Are we?
Yeah,
no,
but
anyway. 100%. Perfect.
So now, actually, interesting thing. So, like, chat hasn't mentioned, like, did civilization come out of Africa? And I think, like, aside from Egypt,
and Middle East,
like, the continent of Africa, by and large, doesn't have that kind of stuff. And
first civilization
where
was in the Middle
things
East.
get kind of neat. Because I honestly am a big proponent of the 4-season cycle, specifically winter, was actually key for the evolution of civilization.
What do you mean?
That makes sense, Chad?
I mean,
most civilizations started in
Central
America.
Have to change in some way, shape,
started in the
getting at.
Well, I think it's more simple. It's more
started near the equator.
It's more so like having a season where you can't actively harvest food or grow food was very important.
Yeah.
As an evolutionary pressure.
Yeah.
But I really think that I think a big part of the reason why we see, places like Europe, like South, like even to a certain extent Southeast Asia, like definitely Northern Asia. Like, big reason why we don't see much of like the hunter-gatherer lifestyle surviving for a long period of time is because you had agriculture and winter, and therefore you needed to be able to read the stars, tell the seasons, and think several months in advance. You needed that autumn harvest, and you needed the stockpile for the coming winter, because if you just tried to live hand to mouth, because you're like, yeah, fruit grows here year round, whatever, I can get food whenever the heck I want. Well, you were gonna fucking die.
Unfortunately, this is not really true. Not exactly. I see what he's trying to say. He's saying the evolutionary pressure of winter forced humans to be smart and invent.
Sorry if I'm not really.
It's all good, but
yeah. Forced humans to be smart.
But no,
and
but
invent,
this does definitely lead into.
It's not really true.
The whole civilization, because when you need a large population, because like if you're going to support a large population, you need a crap ton of food. And one person, it's very difficult with agriculture to support multiple people on
the pressure of winter didn't
create
create civilization.
And to get
most civilizations didn't have to do
large amounts of cooperation in a confined area, you need a lot of men working together towards
most snowy regions don't have any civilization whatsoever.
Marriage becomes,
in fact, it's the opposite.
Absolutely necessary. And I really think that the whole 1-to-1 really comes from the whole fact that the genders are split pretty 50-50.
Like all of the ancient civilizations have been near the equator.
Getting a man or a woman with every single
there.
I'm positive that if humans
most snowy regions,
reproduced in such a way that you had a 2-to-1 ratio of women to men, then it would be absolutely normal for there to be
all year round.
2 wives to every husband.
The land was too cold. You can grow anything at all. It's actually very hard to grow things in Canada, here in Canada. Especially if you were in an ancient
marriage? No, man. Africa did not create marriage. Not by a long shot, no.
Sorry, I gotta step away for a sec.
What do you think of Gobleek agriculture? I am not familiar with Gobleek agriculture. Are you talking about Göbekli Tepe? Because I'm more familiar with kind of the structure there rather than the culture around it. Not familiar with Gobleek agriculture.
Early agriculture was grains, if I'm not mistaken.
Records show so there were multiple advanced civilizations to the south
East
and west
Asia.
of Egypt. Actually, Maji,
Middle East.
that actually really goes into the idea of Atlantis. Because, okay, I'm going to get into a little bit of historical nerd stuff here. But what I heard, I guess, 5-6 years ago, was the idea of the water ape theory. And that it's the idea that our primitive ancestors were basically chased out of the trees, and we ended up following the coastline, where we acquired a bunch of our food via the ability to swim. That's why we lost a lot of our hair, and why we have this weird webbing shit between our fingers and toes.
What? That's weird.
But then I saw another video, I think it was Real Life Lore, the channel, which posited that the actual civilization of Atlantis
with regards to skyboxes.
used to be located in what is now currently known as the Eye of Africa. And there was a meteor or asteroid impact into the Atlantic Ocean at that time that washed up a massive amount of silt and created the effect, basically the biblical Great Flood, and drowned Atlantis in a massive mudslide. But the remains of the city of Atlantis is now the Eye of Africa. And personally, if I had the excess money, I'd 100% lead an archaeological expedition to dig that shit out. Because it sounds really convincing to me. I think Herodotus, at the same time, also had something in his journal.
Who invented Atlantis? Was that Aristotle? Socrates? It's the Greek.
The idea that humans evolved to be marine creatures, just from a biological standpoint, is dog shit.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
not true. I knew that.
You-
I'm not saying
you
you
don't
believe
think-
it. I know you said you didn't. I know you said you didn't believe it or didn't believe it.
That's not true.
But I've seen that theory before, and I'm just like,
That's not why we have webbed hands. by
no,
the way.
that's not the case.
Okay, I'll just make my position clear, and then you can let me know whether or not it's crazy. The idea that we were pushed out of the trees, we moved along the coastline, and we evolved basically the ability to swim more so than our ape ancestors because we supplemented a whole bunch of our food with marine life. Is that insane, plausible, or what? What do you think?
Everything's slightly plausible, but no. Right? Why were humans pushed out of the trees?
They were the weaker of the apes.
So, this is all dependent.
This is not really
on whether
true.
you
Humans just
believe the out of
expanded.
Africa theory.
Human just expanded
which
on their
I
own.
believe,
Expanded in every direction.
Because I believe
You follow the
mitochondrial
coastline because that's
DNA
easy
exists.
access to water.
I'm sorry, white supremacists.
It's not because we were pushed out of anything.
Anyhow, but
Humans
multiple
just naturally
hominids evolved in multiple places, and most of those places they evolved out of, the foliage
If anything, humans
decreased
followed
for whatever
animals, so
reasons.
humans would chase
But when it comes to
down different
Africa,
tribes and
there was
troops of animals.
it was apparently, if you believe geology,
Pangea?
a big
It's gonna talk about Pangea.
reduction in rainfall in the Sahara.
That's true as well. It was in the Middle
in
East, and
sub-Saharan
when
Africa too.
it was back when the
trees
Middle East
started
actually used to
increasing.
have.
So more and more
there's been ecological changes. There have been ice ages,
primates
and
forced out of the
Middle East
trees
used to
because there
be
weren't a lot of trees around. And
quite-
some of the
used to be-
primates decided to
used to have
walk
a
on
lot
two
more,
legs, which is more advantageous
flora, I guess.
due to the
Fauna
heat
and
pressure.
Plants used to have a lot
Succeed
more
on
water.
more. So
That's what kind of
if you develop
where
the
human
ability to
civilization
sweat,
started near the equator.
you don't need body
Best
hair.
heat.
You can cool yourself off.
Easiest conditions
Because
for growing food,
you can
easiest
sweat.
conditions for
Much more
plants,
effective at
life,
cooling. It's
and
honestly the best thing at cooling.
temperatures.
I don't think I'm sure there's other examples of animals, but as far as I know, for the animals most people know, humans are the only ones that can sweat. And so if you're able to sweat and you're standing up, so your profile
sweat
is reduced on 2 legs from the sun, you don't need all that body hair. Give me a sec. I'll listen here, but give me a sec.
Yeah, body hair is a northern thing.
Yes, what made the water ape thing sound plausible to me is I don't think that there's any other primate that can swim near as well as a human.
So yeah, once humans are able to move long distances, they can get water. They can get fresh water.
They just follow water sources. That's why they follow the coast. That's to do with resources.
Yeah.
Not with fish.
I just to me it kind of made sense to be
You don't
near
catch
the
fish by
coastline
swimming.
for humans. So the idea that we would use the water
Although, did they? I know
like,
there's tribes that did.
as a
but
place to gather. And that's the thing. Like, it's kind of a chicken or egg thing. Like, did we get the upright ability? And did we lose our hair in order to sweat better, or did we lose our hair for more effective movement through water? Like,
Why would humans be near water?
for access to clean water.
humans might be near water because
For
there's a lot of
resources.
protein in the water that's more easily accessible than land
No,
protein.
for water. You dumbass.
Not for monkeys. Not for 4 legs. How is a monkey on 4 legs? Because it's kind of like
Human
what came
civilization wasn't
first.
born
How
out
is a
of
monkey
fishing.
on 4 legs going to get protein from the ocean? Whatever washes up. Okay, but are they going to be able, the monkey who's furry on 4 legs, to get consistent protein
This is just not true.
from the ocean,
Humans did not
from
really.
the coastline, more so than a monkey on 4
Fishing
legs?
is a more
in
modern
inland?
invention
I
of
don't think
humans
so.
relative to other forms of hunting.
I look at bears.
Well, that's where the
I would say look at bears,
competition thing.
right? There's a lot of bears
okay.
that are very frequently in water or near water. They go to the beach on like very specific when there's a big storm, and once it goes away, the bears will go to the beach to eat clams, to eat wash up food, to eat seals and such. But they're still better adapted to the land. There's been no bears recently that have become less furry, less hairy. They're still land animals. They just adapt. They have certain fur adaptations to make them swim faster in water, be in water. I completely disagree with the idea that humans went from
Also,
water
bears
to
don't
water.
hunt on the coast; they hunt in
Because
streams.
where's
Maybe-
there's no
I think, like,
remnants
Local
of
water
those.
sources.
There's no remnants of any kind of gill-like structure.
Well, but there's also none of that for whales. Like, we do have
are
precedent for
aquatic.
mammals
That's
going
completely
back
different.
into the water, and they didn't reacquire gills.
So our hemoglobin is very, very, very similar to monkeys' hemoglobin, who never had to go into the water. But a whale's hemoglobin is very different from its nearest ancestor, which is donkeys. Very different.
So you'd say that we went from the trees
I think
to the
I think we have
plains,
nothing to do with
and
whales.
then
Whales have nothing to do with that.
went to the water just kind of as an environmental thing, rather than going from the trees to the coastline and then went to the plains as an environmental thing.
Repeat that again. What do you say?
Basically, like I'm saying, like order of environmental change. We have trees, climbing primates, chimpanzee era. Then you're positing that we went to plains hunters where
Yes.
we walked upright, we lost our hair in order to sweat better, so that we could chase things down via endurance,
Yes, this is true.
and that our
Plains hunting was the
water-friendly
main way of-
adaptations, diving,
What are
hair
our,
loss,
what are our water-friendly adaptations?
the loss of hair, which allows us to dive easier and swim faster, and the webbing
wasn't for
between our
water.
hands and
Okay,
feet.
so
Plus,
what webbing do we have between hands and feet?
it's not very much, but it's there. Like between your knuckles, if you look, there is a weird kind of webbing thing.
No, not
Like,
not really.
No, that's not a thing that's consistent on other.
I mean, he makes a good
land
point. There
mammals.
kind of
Yeah,
isn't.
there's
not
really
there's
webbing.
there's
There's loose
anatomical
skin.
diversity. So some humans might have more of a quote unquote webbing, right? But the only webbing that shows up in humans is when they have a genetic disease between the fingers.
Okay.
So
Okay,
that was
alright.
the first one. The second one was it hair?
Yeah, the hair loss. I was wondering, is that purely for sweat, or would that give an advantage to mobility?
No, I don't think that would be evolved specifically
It would give
for
an advantage
swimming.
in mobility in water, right?
That's kind of absurd.
But seeing how there's no other remnants of any other water
Also, humans didn't
adaptations, I don't really
humans
think
did
it's,
not catch aquatic creatures
I don't
by
really
jumping
think
in the
it's
water
due
and
to the
chasing
water. I
them.
think it's more due to the sweat.
If anything,
Right?
humans have
So
learned
the
If
sweat
humans
came
lost
first,
their
and then
hair,
avoid
if
getting in
humans
water.
lost their hair to be in water,
Like we have an
then
aversion to
you would
water.
expect there to be more blubber development in humans than there is. Now, there's a lot of blubberous bitches around, but that's due to the excess calories. But a healthy human doesn't have any blubber.
All right, and then okay. So the idea is that we went from the trees to the plains, and our adaptations for the plains just happen to be advantageous for water conditions.
Some of them, right? I mean, very well. I mean, 4 limbs is not advantageous to marine life.
Well, okay, relative, human to chimpanzee advantages for swimming.
If anything, I think we have a
But that's like
disincentive for
saying
swimming.
a dog is better
Like,
in the water
we're
than
probably
a wolf.
conditioned
Do
psychologically to
dogs
avoid
live in
water.
water? Did they live in water?
Not go
I
swimming
don't think so.
I think it was probably a small
Okay, that's the
offshoot
thing.
of
So
humans
that's
that learned
what
to
I'm trying to,
swim.
because that seems entirely reasonable to me. The idea
It
that
wasn't
our
the main-
adaptations to hunting on the
I think humans
plains
were mostly
also gave us
plains
advantages in water.
and forest.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Like-
lot of. It's called convergent evolution, right?
Yeah, convergent evolution. That's how you get two completely
It could.
unrelated species.
It does help out in the water more, but that's just a side effect. That's just a
neat little
biological
bonus.
interest.
It's a coincidence.
That kind of makes sense. Like lighter
Just because something happens to be better than something else doesn't mean it was
eyes,
evolved.
lighter
Right?
colored eyes, filter through high light levels better than darker colored eyes.
Because a change has like a 50% chance of being chance of being better and a 50%
If
chance
you
of
have
being
blue
worse.
eyes,
Right, so it could
you're
just be
much more
random.
sensitive to low light levels than if you have brown eyes.
Doesn't mean it's evolved
Does that mean that
specifically for that reason.
blue eyes mean that humans were adapted to the depths of the ocean? It's more useful in the depths of the ocean, but I'd say no.
Yeah, that's a good example.
All right, that seems reasonable to me.
There's like things just like, oh, this happened. Does that mean it was in this completely different environment? Well, I mean, you got to think about it. There's not one singular aquatic primate ancestor ever found ever.
That's true.
Yes.
So
It's
it would
Yeah,
be
and I think
very
there's a good
stretch
reason.
to the
There's a good
imagination
reason
to say
for
that
why-
humans were aquatic.
like the
ones.
aquatic meta
I have
is very
never
hard to
seen
get
any
into.
fossils
Seems like
of
a
an
very
aquatic primate.
controlled.
the idea
and
was
very,
more
like,
so
difficult
that,
meta to enter to
like,
actually
humans,
be able to
Like
catch aquatic
went to
creatures
water,
and subsist
like,
off of them.
kind of
It seems very
after
difficult.
being pushed
It
out of
seems
the
like
trees, but
the reason we
as thing like
Like,
it
it
makes
seems like
but
maybe
from
we
the case
evolved
that you
fishing
posited here, it makes more
after
sense
we
that
learned to make
they were
tools.
adapted to the plains.
But other than
and
that, I
then
think humans
they just
primarily
found that
avoid
hey, now
water
we can do
because
shit in the
there's
water
lots of
due to our
dangerous shit in the
plains
water.
adaptations.
Yeah, once
think we
humans
have
were
a
standing
probably
up and
biological
running long
aversion to
distances
water.
and sweating,
And maybe we develop some like
it made it
light
much more easier
water
for
instincts.
sexual dimorphism to occur. And so females would slowly lag behind while the male hunters got the food. And the females, despite being weaker, less endurance, they get to the site of the hunt by the end of the day. And so there was a lot of calories there for them. They could spend a much longer time gestating children and having a more traumatic childbirth to accommodate for a larger cranium for humans having a brain. Therefore, to learn and so on and so on. But for Atlantis, for me, the more interesting idea is, so humans have been humans genetically for about 20,000 years, right?
What?
Right?
That's it?
And we have recorded history for about 2,500 years. The old ass Jewish scrolls can be carbon dated to maybe
We have way longer than that.
400 years.
Like we have 50, 100,000 years. Is he not an
The
evolution?
idea
Good, don't
that
check
there was
earliest.
nothing else before that was worth writing down. I'm not so sure.
Yeah. Earliest form of writing.
What is he saying? The Earth is only 20,000 years
400
old. Is he one of
BC,
those?
so that's just a
No
little
way.
5,000
He's a fucking scientist. He's an actual biological scientist.
So, like,
There's
the
no way
idea
he
that
believes
humans
the
were
Earth
just
is
stupid
12,000
apes
years
running
old.
around for 15,000 years.
20,000 year evolution.
Molecular temp is
serious?
fascinating. Because that's like 9,500 BCE, and that's where we had like, actual religious kind of temples.
I really hope he doesn't believe that. The humans have only been around.
If
for
someone said,
20,000
hey,
years.
Chronic, there was a human civilization that had flying airplanes and gravity, whatever, that kind of stuff, 12,000 years ago, I wouldn't be shocked. They ended up nuking each other to oblivion. I wouldn't be shocked.
Like, there's no evidence, though. We would know. We would find something.
Honestly, if you give me $1 billion, I'm straight up digging up the Eye of Africa. I don't care if nothing.
Don't you have you have something to do, right? Do you have like an errand to run?
I gotta get more booze. That's about it.
I mean, go get more booze now, and me and Jazz will do a quick segment.
Alright, can I take a piss, get more booze, and I'll be back in like 20, 30 minutes.
Cool. That's easy. You there, Chaz?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, we're going deep in the weeds on this other shit.
It's fine. I had a few things to do while you were talking.
We're supposed to be talking about how the red pill is responsible for the decline of the West, which I'm curious to hear.
Someone in chat says they have a question for you, and that would be... Isn't that like the most annoying thing? Someone asks like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" It's just like, "No, no, you cannot." Right? It's just like,
We're just asking
stay.
questions.
Just ask it. Type it in chat.
Don't ask if
If you
you
read it, then cool. But I don't know.
Let's see here. I have a question on Chronic. Are you an expert in biology? Well, I have a doctorate in microbiology.
Microbiology.
So, I mean, I guess most people would say I'm an expert. But in like evolutionary anthropology, biological history of humans, I'm not an expert. I'm going off of 20% of what the experts know. Anyhow, what we got here? I got something we can do, me and you, Chaz, if you're ready to go. Are you ready to go do a segment, Chaz? Are you there, Chaz? This motherfucker. I'm here, but he's not there. I'm backstage for some reason. I'm sorry, Chaz. Did you remove yourself?
I don't know. I don't know why. Sorry, but yeah.
Chaz is rich.
Classified says you're smart, you see.
I would date Chaz.
What makes me smart to most people
If I was a girl.
isn't actually what I know. I know a lot. It's the ability to transfer the hard topics that I know to a level which someone who's not educated in the field can understand. It's called teaching. And so,
Yeah, Chronic would be a good
people
teacher,
go,
actually. Unironically.
oh, what can you talk about with an 18-year-old? You got nothing in common with an 18-year-old. You could never have a relationship with her. I'm like, what do you mean? I could talk with an 18-year-old about anything. How could you talk to her about theories of humans in and out of water?
You just gotta be good at
By
articulating.
using
one,
analogies.
It's like, one, does
You gotta
she
make it sound
genuinely even want
interesting.
to talk
Well, I'm
about
saying,
that
like,
to begin with?
the people who make this question are like, how could you talk to an 18-year-old woman about scientific theory if she doesn't have a PhD in science? And it's,
I mean, how do students...
I'm smart enough and social enough to take higher level thinking and explain it to someone who has no idea about it.
I mean, like, how
That
do
is hard to do,
college
actually. That
students
is really
who
hard to
jack
do.
shit
I can barely
suddenly
articulate my
get their
thoughts
PhD
coherently.
after a few years? They
I'm worse
talk
than
about it,
your
they
PhD.
learn about it, they discuss it with someone who knows what they're talking about.
That's a generous
Right?
skill.
I'll make
like-
a joke about limiting reagent with a 19-year-old girlfriend. Who here knows what a limiting reagent is? Do you know,
It's
Chaz?
that thing that makes the equation
Limiting,
the
I
slowest.
understand that. Well, it's a word.
It's
but
that which makes the
reagent-
equation slowest.
Yeah,
Is, not,
it's
is
very-
it something?
It's the
to,
limiting
is it something
factor
to do with like
in,
viruses and
chemical
sicknesses
equation.
or
kind of.
something?
It's a chemistry
Diseases?
term, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
a chemical equation says A plus B equals C, right? Very simplified. And if you need a 1-to-1. You need 1A, 1B to make C, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you have 10,000 A and 10 B. What's the limiting reagent in that equation?
I mean, the limiting factor is B because there's
Yes,
only two
exactly.
of them.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. Like it's,
So when
it's
I
limiting
explained
A.
that to a 19-year-old chick once, and then,
It's not quite. That's not
She's
exactly
just
it.
like, you
I
know,
think,
it's just like-
isn't it?
hey, we should go to brunch again tomorrow. Or she says, let's have sex again tonight.
Damn.
And we've already had sex 8 times. I'm like, I could use my hands. She's like, no, I want the real thing. I'm like, my dehydrated, shriveled, weakened schlong is the limiting reagent in this equation. She would understand it, and she would know. And then I'd finger blast her for 20 minutes, and then put it in. There you go. The idea that women can't learn is incorrect. It's about what you teach them, how you teach them. That's the same with everybody. How you teach people.
This is kind of true, actually. Yeah, he's kind of right.
I see someone says
I'm no good at
chemistry
this, though.
cells, science cells. I haven't cut my hair in 3 years next month. What makes Undead Chronic smart is the fact that he was bold enough and able to logically deduce his ability to fuck without condoms and never get a single soul pregnant. That takes a lot of intelligence. No. They never call me Chronic the Smart in college. They never call me Chronic the Thoughtful in college. Chaz, do you know what they call me in college?
The guy who gets
The
the whiskey
Neanderthal.
or some shit.
Chronic
Retard?
the
I don't know.
Bold.
Chronic the
Bold,
Bold.
okay.
I was gambling with all these females, bro. Foolishness.
I hope he was wearing the rubbers.
Probably should have gone with Chronic
Probably
the
not.
Wasted. That would have sounded way better.
Is finger blasting the scientific term?
Yes.
Let me think here.
Yes.
Supinating
Supinated.
second and third digit
That's
flexion.
actually accurate.
That's a scientific
Supinated, yes.
Pronating
That's
is
a-
when you
That's a
turn
gym
your palms
terminology.
down. And your thumb
Supinated
goes
grip,
down
pronated
the
grip.
outside.
Inside,
Supinating is
outside.
when your palms are up and your
Inside,
thumbs
outside grip.
are
That's hilarious.
pointing away from your body. So supinating, first or second and third digit, the thumb's the first digit.
Pronated or
Flexion is when you curl your fingers into your
flexion.
hand. So the super supinating second and third digit flexion up in the bitch's vulva. That's the scientific term.
Great.
There you go.
I mean, next time some dumb bitch tries to say, "Oh, you're pretty boring" on Snapchat when I'm trying to talk to her, and I'll suddenly
Oh,
just bring
supinate
all
your
this shit up.
vulva.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. Within three texts of just trying to start a conversation, some chick tells me I'm boring. Like, what does she want me to do? Respond with, "Hey, do you like to be choked while getting fucked from behind?"
Chaz, you know the big bars they do that. Like they basically talk a guy through how to text a bitch.
Like I get it. It's just...
I need to do that with you, bro.
No, it's one of those things where it's within
How to avoid
3
being boring.
messages, right? Like,
Basically, be edgy,
I just found it to be so annoying.
but without being like.
It's like, yeah, if we're talking
Directed
for 2
at it.
minutes straight, and she says it's
Without,
like,
like,
sure,
being
that's fine. It's like, I get it, but
too
three
flat about it.
messages, it's just, yeah. I'm sorry, I've just kind of had like a shit week in general. Do we want to get on to
Where's Chaz work? I
onto
feel like
segment?
Chaz works at work.
Yeah, let me just take this picture.
Alright.
He sounds like Rick depressed all the time. Dude, I want to
bitch
hear
with
one of the
parents, that's
girls
crazy.
from Chronic Stream.
Did you have a good time? take them out to eat.
There should be really no reason he couldn't post. He couldn't have some audio clip
So I
of
saw
the
her
girl.
story about 5 days ago. Right? She's with her parents, and I'm texting her for the first time in a week.
Cool.
So it's a very easy question to ask.
Oh, wow. A chick you're already talking to? Like, yeah, it might have been a week
I'm
ago.
not
but you're already
talking to
talking.
her. I know her. That's it.
Like, okay.
I'm trying to teach you, Chaz, and you're out here talking some shit.
Well, it's like, oh, damn. You were aware of something that she's already doing in her life. You could start off with something.
Because you're allowed to know a woman, follow her on social media. And here's the thing. There's the if you meet her on a dating app, I suggest being aggressive.
True.
Otherwise you'll lose interest or whatever.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you
there's no
meet her outside a dating
consequences
app,
on the dating
you
app.
follow
You
her
don't
on
know
social
them.
media,
You can just block
and
them
you
and never
can
see
slip
them.
in there
You can like,
based off
say the
what she
most
posts on social
racist,
media.
most raunchy shit ever.
Should I give you a...
Would I
what's
recommend
up,
doing
Enos?
that?
He says you eat with a drink.
Yeah, actually, I would. Why not? Why the fuck not?
We can stop wasting our time on this and get on something more important.
I'm not wasting my time on teaching you how to talk to women, Chaz.
Look, man, we've known each other for what, like 2 years now? Like, come on. For a guy that's always talking about, oh, I gotta find, like, you know, I'm a scientist. I find patterns and shit, like with this cancer cell. You can't find a pattern with me, bro.
I still
find a pattern.
believe you
You
can
get
learn,
religious.
Chaz.
It's not even necessarily, oh, I don't. It's like I can learn. I just don't give a shit to apply it. Right? It's like the mitochondria's powerhouse in cell. I fucking learned that. I paid attention to that
Do you
in
know,
chemistry
Chaz,
class.
you know what your biggest L was since knowing me?
Yeah, like when I went on vacation,
Yes.
there was that chick that I
Yes.
like talked to for 5 seconds.
Yes.
After a 5-hour drive.
Yes.
I was gonna only be there for 2 days.
Yes, and you
Yeah,
didn't
it's the
say,
biggest
and
L.
you
No.
didn't say, I got a cabin. Do you want to have some whiskey with me? Ah,
Well, because
you
guess what?
never
That
see this
cabin-
girl
no.
again. You
Because
would
guess
never
what?
see her. She
That
said
cabin
no.
is owned by my grandparents, and I respect them. And I know that they would not approve of me bringing bitches over. And I love and respect my grandparents more.
Do you think your
than trying to get
grandparents
fucking
want
laid.
you? Wait. Do you think your
I was gonna say
grandparents
it
want
all.
you to get a wife and kids?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think your grandparents would want you to flirt to get that?
Yes. Like they would hope that I would be able to fucking talk to
Grigga.
bitches. I get it.
Grigga,
I get
please.
it.
Grigga, please. Grigga, I'm trying to help you out, Grigga. Don't use Grammy. Don't use Grandma as an excuse. Don't do it.
I genuinely respect my grandparents enough to understand that they might not want me bringing women over to their cabin.
But you're not
and
like
stuff
using the
that.
cabin as like a whorehouse. You're trying to meet a woman who could be your first girlfriend. Grandma wants that. Me and Grandma are on the same team. We're on the same side. She's passing me my beer as I have the foam finger up. Go Chaz, go Chaz. Me and her are in the same mindset, bro. If
Chronic's
she came
very
over,
good at like doing
have drinks
conflict
with you by a
and
campfire,
like
to
keeping
get to
it
know you.
light,
Do you
keeping it
think
positive,
you would take it so
making it
far
funny.
to do
Like, this is a very
porn
tense
video in
interaction
Grandma's
between, like, a-
cabin?
A nerd
I'd make
who's-
sure all her
never
5
got
friends were there.
No,
and
no,
we're
no,
just
no.
like,
You were
0 to
clearly,
100.
clearly you wouldn't,
Oh yeah.
Like, this could be very uncomfortable,
right?
but he's very
Yeah.
good at like making it not
Because
comfortable,
you have a soft heart, Jess.
making it funny.
Yeah,
you wouldn't,
soft,
you
weak
wouldn't, you
heart.
wouldn't do that. Grandma wants you to get a woman.
And
Grandma
I'm
wants
just
to have a
saying-
great
I-
grandchild.
And all I'm saying is, I would rather first say, "Hey, Grandma, me and my girlfriend of 6 months are going up to the cabin. Have a great weekend." Right? I'd
Grandma
rather-
would be like, I get, dude, Chaz, $100 right now. I will off stream. I will talk to your grandma.
Damn.
If I ask
Can you
you a
imagine if
question,
you brought her onto the stream?
hey, if Chaz invited a girl that he met near the cabin to roast s'mores and to get to know because he thinks she's cute and wants to date her, would you be okay with that?
And keep in
She
mind they
would
are
do a
Christians.
backflip, bro. She would do a triple backflip and say yes.
It's about how you word it too.
Okay.
I just I think Grandma
I
wants
know.
you to succeed. Now, the idea that you would like use the cabin as an excuse to bang different slores in, that's not you, Chaz. You're not chronic, right? And the idea that banging different slores is a good thing is not a good thing,
Yeah,
right? It's not a good thing. It degrades your soul.
Yes.
You still have a somewhat pure soul, right?
dude, that is the funniest thing you've said all night.
Well, I'm serious. Like, yeah, you're a memer.
He
You
is.
edge too much. You make me
I
kick,
have a goon stream.
you make me
schedule.
kick my computer in frustration. But if you had the
That's true.
choice
He
between
has a
a
pretty-
singular loyal woman versus 10,000 whores, you
Right,
are
take the
definitely
loyal.
taking the one loyal woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would too. Yeah.
that being said, if I was in your family, I would not treat you in a negative way, assuming that you're going to use someone else's property as a whorehouse. That's not you. It's not you. Now, if you're out here banging different chicks, pregnancy scares, you get caught banging a chick in public, you get caught in P-Hub, different situation, different story.
Yeah, I
Does anyone unironically use
I'm trying to
Pornhub?
encourage you, but
no, I know, and I'm just like I sit,
I
I
haven't
sit
gone
what
on
happened.
Like the
Yeah, I'm
hub
just
in
like-
like years.
dude, that's
It's so
it sucks,
like
but dude, like in the grand scheme
it's
of
hard to
things,
believe that
I know.
anyone
that's like me
unironically
stubbing
uses
my
it.
toe, man.
Well, I know, man, but I'm tired and shit. And I'm just
Did you get paid?
yeah.
My boy got his money. You
Look, man, it fucking sucked. Okay, it was not a pleasant experience and shit. But can we just like move on, get to the segment? Just
I just want you to be happy, bro.
I'm
I want
trying.
you to achieve your goals.
I mean, you have to have goals to achieve them in the first place,
Yeah,
right?
Chad's being a bitch. What the fuck?
Do you want children?
It'd be nice, but
Do you want children? Yes or no?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. That's a goal.
Yeah, that's cool.
I also want children.
I mean, I want children too. We're similar in mind when it comes to that. The real thing is, could you trust a woman to give you kids?
What I don't want.
and be
Here's what I
with
don't
you?
want is I don't want to have a kid and for it to be like an object.
Not really.
I don't want it to be like, oh look, there's the baby. I hate that. I
I'm
want
the
to see
same
like
mindset.
a man, he has a child, and then the child is
I'm the
just
same
like
mindset with that.
a pretty
but,
object. It's,
You
it's
want to
just
read?
like an
But
event.
someone says chronic made Chaz
like, oh, look,
sad.
it's the
This is my
baby.
revenge. I'm
It's
gonna
like, oh,
roast
my
him.
son-
I'm
It's
gonna
not
make him
really-
I'm
feel
training you to
sad.
be like me.
I mean, like it's
Like,
not
when I
really
have my
Chronic's
son, you're
fault.
Like, you are going to basically pick up the
fine.
torch from where I left off. You're going to continue the journey.
You want to read?
We're not
Can
fucking
you read
around.
comments for a minute while I go take a piss?
Yeah, we can have our fun moments, but
Yeah, I can do that.
it's also serious.
I'll
I
be
don't
back
want my
in a
son to be serious like me,
Do
not fuck around.
overclear trust fund.
Just like
Base standing.
That's what I mean,
Diddy,
it's like
no
not-
Diddy.
It's not that you
I
are
just-
never allowed to have fun. It's not you're not allowed to have passions and hobbies, and
What happened? Nothing really happened, man.
we're not goofing
So to make
around.
Chaz feel better.
If we're doing
It's not
Minecraft,
not
we're
really a
doing the
thing.
hardest
Someone can just
challenge in
make
Minecraft.
me feel better. But I'll be fine.
grinding spiders so we can escape the void,
Like
that's the kind of
I'll
shit
be
we're
fine.
doing. We're not fucking around. We're not playing fucking survival. Cherry Blossom.
How old are you?
My house.
Mid-20s. Go to sleep, Chaz. Tomorrow you'll wake up lit. I'm not tired. Like I'm not. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm low energy. I'm just like meh, low energy.
I blame anime, frankly. Anime is
I haven't
really
had
bad.
Puniti in 8 years. Suck it up. I mean, bold of you to assume that's why
8
I'm not
years.
feeling the best.
Amateur.
I mean, if you really like, okay, so I've been trying to donate plasma to make extra money on the side, and
What
the
the-
nurse this morning fucked up and like punctured, she didn't put in the needle
Chaz is
properly.
donating plasma?
and-
What the fuck?
The needle was leaking blood, and when she was going to adjust it, she like missed the
the
vein
fuck
and
does he
caused
work?
like a what's the medical term?
Like, okay.
Hematoma or something like that. Like it wasn't pleasant. I saw like my arm swell up a bit from like blood entering my arm in a way that I was supposed to. It fucking sucked. My arm fucking hurts. So in case you're wondering why I'm sad, it's
What's
not
the
'cause
problem
I'm
with
not
Chaz?
getting
What's his
puniti.
thing? I mean, he's a little bit autistic,
And then 2 days ago,
but
like another nurse on my other arm,
that it?
like fucked up with the needle again. And so both of my arms are like
That's in the
hurt
anime and probably
in
the
pain,
game.
with both
It's
of
not
my
good, but-
blood vessels like bruised and shit. I can barely
He's not a
move my
drug
arm
addict. He doesn't-
like without it hurting. But yeah, I'm not trying to bitch. I just want I want to move on to like another segment when he gets here, because I know that the 400 of you in here right now are not listening to listen to me bitch about shit that doesn't matter.
True. True. Okay.
I'm curious to see why
I didn't even ask
Red
if you're
Pill
ready.
is
I was ready. Ready, go.
fault of the West.
Go ahead.
Fault of Red Pill. Sorry. How the decline of the West is Red Pill's fault. Sorry.
Okay.
Falling asleep.
Let's go. The marriage strike. Men are refusing to marry women. Chess,
Yes.
you see this beautiful couple.
Men can't
So
afford to get married.
happy, bro.
Why do you think he doesn't want to marry her?
Let me see the image.
It might be an age thing, money
Aw,
thing.
she's
They're
old
just
as
in a
fuck.
situation where they don't need to be married,
She's
right?
old
Like,
as fuck.
It's just, hey, we're just hanging out kind of thing.
I could tell she's old.
So, the tweet. He got her pregnant, but won't marry her.
Lol.
Nope.
Lol.
Why won't this man marry a woman he got pregnant?
Because she's old as fuck.
I mean,
Although
clearly doesn't see
it's
her
impressive
as
she got
white
pregnant,
material, or maybe he's worried that she would divorce him and take half his money.
Okay. So,
lot of
let's see
reasons.
what happens. See how many paragraphs this person tweeted out? You know they got Twitter Plus. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this.
Come on, bro.
This
Was it a
motherfucker-
woman? Was it a woman who posted this?
No.
Pretty
Mr.
much.
Dr. Stephen Baskerville, professor and head of politics department.
Politics department.
That's not
Yeah,
PhD.
sure.
That's not a
With
real
70
PhD.
followers, okay. He tells his post the marriage strike. As men discover the terms of marriage and divorce, they have embarked on one of the most remarkable actions of our time. An impromptu boycott or strike of marriage, refusing to marry, start families, or
I think
even
most of it is
associate
just
with
lack of
women
opportunity.
altogether.
I mean,
think it's
first of all, the
actual
thing he's quoting
boycott.
is a man starting a family with
Most men
one
are
he got
made
her
to.
pregnant. So
True.
it's like
Yeah,
he's
that's
not even.
stupid.
It's not even really. It's not even
Most
right
men are
in
not
that
made to.
one.
Hey, Chaz,
Not
when
big
you were
toe-minded.
19, if
Yeah.
you had a girl who was a 6 out of 10, a 5 out of 10, would you date her?
Yeah.
Let's say she was into you. If you were, put yourself in this position as a 19-year-old before you heard the red pill.
Okay. Back to simp cuck mode chat.
Not even that. Not even that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, you know, normie.
Hasn't started working out yet, chat. Got it.
And she wants to have sex. And she says, I don't want to use a condom. What would you say?
Oh, I'd probably be like, okay,
Just,
let's just get to it.
If she says
We'll
that,
get into
she's
it.
trying to baby trap you.
she says,
So just
I want you to finish inside of me. What do you say?
Shit, yeah, nigga.
Duh. Okay, just
Yep,
because you know
instantly,
we're.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you don't want a kid. The next week she says, I'm pregnant. What do you do?
Marry her, probably.
I mean,
That's the right thing to do.
at that point in my life, I probably would at least try to make it work.
Yeah.
Like-
Let's say she says, I'm pregnant. I'm scared. Let's get married fast. Would you say yes?
That's not
most
even a
likely,
problem.
yeah.
I would have said
It's
yes.
unironically
Yeah, I
not
would've
even a
said
problem.
With that
That's actually good.
situation, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like perfect.
Those women just
Like if there's a woman
on the
that
pill,
I wanted
because
who
that
accidentally
6 out
got
of 10
pregnant.
wouldn't have
Oh
dated
shit, let's
me.
go.
wouldn't
Start
have
a
dated
family
me,
today.
wouldn't have
Wait.
let us impregnate them,
I don't have to
whatever it was.
fucking court you.
And now they're off to college getting that same treatment from 100 men. So is it men refusing to get married or women refusing to open their legs up for men that want to get married?
Whoa. Chronic with the
I think it's women's
mind-altering
fault. I think it's
perspectives.
the women who are banging dudes that don't want to get get married because most men.
Yeah,
when
this
they're
is what I mean
18,
when I say
19,
it's a lack
20,
of opportunity.
If
I
they
think
got a girl
most
pregnant,
men
they'd
either don't
probably
have the
marry them.
finances or aren't being
But
chosen to be married.
most men,
Or most women are also not
hypergamy,
looking for marriage
feminist
partners
West
until like the age of 30. So like they're
are
just
not seen as
destroying
human.
their opportunities.
They're not.
So I
They
think
don't
it's a
get the
fundamental
chance.
breakdown between
They have to go to the gym.
women
for years.
aren't looking
They have to
or
make
aren't
a lot of
satisfied
money.
anymore with the average man.
They have
and
to learn about what
they're
makes
not
them attracted
looking
to
to get
women. or
married
not.
until
By the
30.
time they get the chance
And
to do
then,
that, they know the
women
game.
are no longer pure or
They
virgins
know no
anymore.
hymen, no diamond. They know what women do. And when she says, you don't have to wear a condom, they say, I'm going to wear it anyhow. Have anti-father family court policies
Yeah, it's more just
led
like
to a
women
men's
won't marry-
marriage strike? Yes.
And women aren't lining up to get married to guys anymore. To like average guys. They used to.
I saw-
Now they want to go get banged by college guys and wait till 30.
Yeah.
And then die alone.
My father got divorced when I was 15.
Yeah,
I went
he's
to
mentioned that.
court when I was 15.
Damn.
I saw my mother
He's mentioned this.
lie about what my father did in front of a morbidly obese black female judge in Atlanta. Right?
Yeah, it does not sound like that judge would be on your side or your father's side.
Well, both.
Or-
She said
sorry.
he was abusive and that she was beating him. Right.
Yeah.
She was beaten?
At this point, she
You mean
was
he was
living in
beating
a
her?
crack house. I hadn't seen her in months. Do you know what this black female judge did?
What?
We're going to keep you overnight in jail while we send cops to your house to see what's going on. I lived 45 minutes away from that Atlanta courthouse.
He's told this story. He had to walk home.
My father, who was my driver,
Gave him $20. Told him to walk
got
home.
sent to jail overnight. It was 4 p.m. As my dad got taken by the bailiffs, he threw me the keys to his car. I didn't have a license yet.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at.
It was
I'm
funny.
not
It's a
trying-
funny scene.
No, it's just like I can imagine him like the
Every
second
time he
before
says,
his
every
other-
time I give him keys or he gives me keys for a car, I throw it at him, he throws it at me, and he goes, just like Atlanta, right? I didn't have a learner's permit. I was supposed to get it the next week. I never drove. I drove a car a couple times, but I didn't know how to. I couldn't get in the car, get onto a highway, get home. I couldn't do that shit because a female family court judge decided to fuck my family.
Family court judges throw people in jail. Can you do that?
So yeah,
They have the authority
I
to
was
put you in jail.
influenced from an early age to hate the family court.
Which is based. Family court is evil.
I had to take public transportation home.
Family court is ruined
MARTA.
millions of kids' lives.
Do you know what they call MARTA in Atlanta? You know what they call
I
it?
don't even know what MARTA
It's
is.
like Metro Atlanta Regional Transport Association.
Oh, like-
or some
like
shit
the-
like that.
like
But
the
you know what
bus?
we actually called it? Moving Africans rapidly through Atlanta.
Okay. I was trying to think of like another funny African, like another funny acronym, right? Like MARTA. How can I like say? Oh,
Yeah, I got my dad's
okay,
keys,
that's-
and then I got. Oh, he was able to give me some cash, so I had to use
$20.
MARTA. I never used MARTA before at that point. I had to get home.
So
Didn't he get
wake
picked up by a
one
Chinese
day,
lady?
right? And in one day, you go from your father being there, you go to the courthouse.
He's told
to
this story.
Father's not around for that evening. You have no way of getting home. Now you suddenly have to take public transportation.
yes,
Wasn't he walking
Yeah.
down the highway?
It sucks.
and so I was crying. I was a mess. I walked to the MARTA station. It took me an hour through downtown Atlanta.
I'm surprised you didn't get mugged. Genuinely.
Yeah, me too. I got to the MARTA. I didn't know how to fucking work it. And guess who was my guardian angel?
Who?
A black crackhead. struggling at a ticket counter. I got a ticket, couldn't know how to do it. Walked up, he's just like, I could tell he was a crackhead. Skinny as shit. 5 overcoats. He's like, hey, yo, child, where's your parents? Where's your mom? Where's your dad? He was like, he's in jail. And as soon as I said that, I saw something change in his eyes.
Oh, damn.
I saw something change in his eyes. It was like, he needs to help me out. Because he definitely had parents in jail and was in jail. And or had kids outside while he was in jail, whatever it was. He was like, I'll show you what's up. So, he got me on the MARTA. He got me on the train. He sat next to me. We talked about, at that point, it was talking about UGA versus GT football. Because he still watched. Because he told me he watched it through a window at a sports bar. Because he slept outside a sports bar.
Fuck.
Got me all the way up to where I was supposed to get off.
Hard to believe people like that exist.
Got off with me. Used the payphone with me. Got me a taxi. Did the whole thing. His name was Gerald. Gerald is unironically my guardian angel. He's probably dead by now. He's definitely in heaven right now. Right. So, I got home at 2 in the morning. My younger siblings had not had lunch or dinner. I got home, we cried, we hugged. I made about 4 boxes of macaroni and cheese.
Aw, bro.
And these feminist scum question
He's got a
why
whole
I
anime
don't
backstory.
like the family court.
It's got like the epic anime backstory. I like it.
They disgust me. Not even the family court. The family court are demons. But the people who go, why don't you want to get married? Why do you do the family court's bias? They disgust me. I was in college and I had to take Sociology 101 and I listened to a morbidly obese, fat, white / Jewish woman tell me family courts aren't biased against men. Do you know what I did as soon as she said that?
Walk out.
Did you laugh in her face?
I stood up and I left the class. I was like, this is 20% of your
that.
grade is participation. Like, I don't care.
I would be happy with
Dropping the course and changing it.
75% for this class. See it.
I don't care. I just left it. Yeah, I just left it. I was so offended. I was
I'm not
seeing
standing for that.
red, to be honest. I was imagining me putting my hands around her throat. I had to leave. I had to leave. I just had to. Continuing. Have anti-family court policies led to a man's marriage strike? Some began noticing more than 2 decades ago. Helen Smith documented how men are refraining from marriage when they
I don't
realize
think
the
that's real.
devastating effect of
They're
divorce
trying to
inflicted on
gaslight
them.
people into thinking the
Unilaterally
red pill
through
is like
literally no
ruining
fault
the
of their
West.
own.
It's not true.
No sane man marries and has
Red pill
children
is
knowing he
not
can lose
that
his children
widespread
and
amongst
everything
the older
else, plus being
generations. It's just
incarcerated
not
without
true.
trial, all without committed any legal infraction. For this, the political class now excoriates them mercilessly. Not even feminists tear out as much hair as much as conservatives whose nagging and scolding know no limits and drive them back to the brink of apoplexy. So this person's trying to sound smart.
I mean, yeah, it's just...
This is just, I want to sound smart.
I know what apoplexy means, so obviously
It
I'm
just
gonna
means
include that just for the sake of
apoplecticness.
it. It's like,
Kay pioneered the
not
technique
that.
with her claim that feminism creates men who refuse to grow up. Purposely criticizing feminism and making sure not to anger the almighty divorce industry, she typifies conservative politicos, carefully framing their critiques of feminism to validate its venom against men for evading its traps by not marrying, reproducing, or otherwise putting their necks in the noose.
It's kind of
Okay.
based.
Do you think this person thinks they sound smart?
probably, yeah.
Here we go. You saw
It sounds based, but it's just not actually true.
See
This
what
is
I
not an
highlighted?
accurate
It's
portrayal.
one sentence.
That's
yeah.
one sentence. You can be smart, but you know what really smart people do?
I mean, she could have put a period after industry. There's no need for a comma there. Like,
Real smart
really
people
smart
making
people-
sure not to anger.
Wait, before you answer.
Really smart people
Really smart people
communicate in a way
don't
the
try to
majority of
sound
people
smart.
can
They try
understand
to
easily.
condense what they say into something other
The
people can
idea that,
understand.
like,
They know how to
I don't need
communicate.
to communicate to the masses.
communicate their
I
ideas
can
into
talk in
something
my
simple.
own intellectual manner.
Real smart people
If you
don't need
can't
to try to sound smart.
Take your
They don't need to
highbrow
prove to other
ideas
people that they're smart.
and speak them in a way
They,
the majority of people can
that's something dumb
understand.
people do.
You're
who,
not that smart.
Have inferiority complex.
Social
And are
intelligence
constantly trying
exists.
to win over other people's
It does.
validation.
I
That's another
might be
thing.
able
If
to
someone's looking
understand
for
you,
intellectual validation,
but if you're
aka all
able
black
to
men
talk to
who
the majority of
are
people,
semi-smart,
you're just an autist.
I mean,
Fucking
Chronic,
what's his
I've
name?
had to learn that
Neil
as well.
deGrasse
You know,
Tyson,
when
any
I'm
black
playing,
man who's,
fighting
like,
games
in
on local
academia, they
scenes,
try to
someone
act
new
really
shows
smart.
up, they don't know what's going on. There are times where I get excited
Don't try to sound smart
to
because they're trying
explain
to
these
earn
complicated
intellectual
mechanics
validation.
and
People who are
ideas
actually
of this
smart
game I'm
don't
playing
require
to someone that's
the
never experienced it
validation
before.
of
And a lot of the time,
peons.
they say, "Oh, I'm following
Intellectual
along. I
peons.
get it.
Like,
I
I
get
don't
it."
look for
So
the
being able
validation
to
of
say something
random people.
you
Random fuckers
thoroughly
on the street.
understand.
I don't
someone
need
who
people to
knows
look at me and go,
jack
"Wow,
shit.
you're
Yeah, it's
smart."
hard, but it's not impossible.
To me, it's honestly
All
not a good thing.
solution. This is politician Josh Hall.
Bad. Like getting
is
compliments
bluster.
from random fuckers.
Men
It's
must
like,
man up, get married, and start
bad
families.
thing, actually.
Why?
Oh,
But,
I mean,
yeah, that's
okay.
probably what he's
You
gonna
know
say.
what? Sure, we can do that. But who are we marrying? Is it the 35-year-old single mother who is a crack addict? Is it the the 28-year-old college
What key
go
is
getter,
this?
the career woman or some shit? I mean, if those are my picks, I'd rather.
Should,
stay
should I
single.
marry a single mother with 4 kids? Because if I marry a single mother with 4 kids, Josh Hawley, the politician, thinks he started a family. That's not my family.
It's not your family.
Should I marry that 33-year-old career woman who wants maybe 1 kid?
Maybe.
That's not my family. We need them to go get married, have
want 7
families, and
sons.
be responsible husbands and fathers. You need women to lower their fucking standards. My wife, my future
No, you
wife,
need women to increase their own
literally
personal
aborted
standards.
my child 3 months before our marriage. And you're telling me it's my fault. Do you think I wanted my son to get cut apart by an OBGYN? Do you think I wanted my fiance to drive to California in the middle of the night to do that? If you think that, I think you want to have sex with donkeys, and you're the one that's receiving it. It's not my fault. It's not my responsibility. Women are the problem.
Women need to increase their personal
Josh
standards
Hawley
in
is a
day-to-day lives.
fucking Republican
They need
cuckold.
to stay virgins.
It's not my fault women worship Satan. It's not my fault women are encouraged in their hypergamy. It's their fault. Holding women accountable is the last thing a Republican would ever do.
True. It's like
Don't
it's like
blame me.
Satan.
I play
You're-
a lot
you're
of video
evil.
games. I lift a lot of weight. I'm also educated on how evil Western women are. I can't trust them anymore, Chaz. My soul has been damaged to a level I can't fix it. I can't do it. I just can't. For me, relationships have been permanently ruined. I can't do it. I've seen what women can do.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he's a good guy. I think he's got good morals, strong. He's the
How am I
exact type
supposed
of
to be
energy you
vulnerable
need
in
in the
front of a
West.
woman
He's
again?
the exact deficit that we have in the West today.
Really
Is people
can't.
like Chronic.
I
We
can't.
need more of them.
I can't. So when politicians say, man up and get
should at
married,
least have a
man
son.
up and be responsible, I say,
Through a
you should
circuit,
be responsible, Josh Hawley.
but
You should go to Ukraine, you should grab an AR, and you should get droned by a Russian. Be responsible,
men,
Josh
men.
Hawley.
Wait a minute. This is a good question. I need to think. Could men basically overtake civilization through surrogacy? Because that would give men
Calm down a
the
little bit.
monopoly on women's sexuality, which is a historical standard. Like,
He feels like he
historically
needs to tell
men have
men
always
whose
had.
degree of
That's kind of the
responsibility he
default
doesn't
balanced
know.
state
Too
of
many
the
young
universe
men
is men
are
having
too
a monopoly over women's
despairing.
sexuality.
Yeah, I'm full of despair. But
That's
it's
like
the reality.
that's
Are
moving
too
the needle
checked
back
out
to
on social
proper
media.
homeostasis.
Yeah, I'm on social media.
Is men having a
or
monopoly on women's
pornography
sexuality,
to be
which
doing
men
what we
could
need
do
them to be
through
doing.
surrogacy.
What we
If we already
need
operate under
them to be
a
doing.
capitalist
There it is.
paradigm, and if we are allowed to purchase
This guy's expecting
children,
other men
then all men really
just
have
go
to do
around, marry, and have families
is
with women that
basically
are going to tear apart said families.
destroy marriage.
And then he's
then
upset that
force
guys would rather be
women
spending their time on social media or
out of
beating
the
it
labor
off
markets,
in the
and
privacy
then
of their own
force it
room
so
rather
such
than
that the
trying
only
to
way for women
engage
to
and meet up
economically
with
survive
an
is
OnlyFans
by
thought
becoming
or some shit like
surrogates.
that.
I can't even grab my cheeks anymore.
Yeah.
I've lost so much weight. My cheeks are pretty sullen.
That would actually be a
All
really good
they
way to
want
like
you to
completely
do.
escape
What
all
we,
of the
who's we?
collectivism
Politicians
of
and
the-
women. That's who we
Because
are.
the government does a lot to try to
Politicians,
get to your
The
children.
military
If you had
industrial
a
complex.
a civilization
The
of
fucking
men who just bought
bankers.
surrogates, own businesses together,
I
homeschool
can't
their
even
kids.
talk about my feelings about bankers without having the feds called to my house. I can't. The
Like
last time
men as a group
I
could take a
talked
monopoly
about my
of
true
sexual
feelings
capital
about
over women.
bankers,
It's possible.
the feds are
All they
called
have
to
to
my
do
house
is like have
the
economic
same
dominance,
night.
which is possible, and then
do it.
exercise the
So I
economic
won't do
dominance
it.
to translate that to
The feds,
child
politicians,
gestational dominance
the bankers,
through
the
surrogates.
migrants, the
And
women,
men have total
the
domination over their
groomers.
children.
They all
can
need you
homeschool
to
them.
do something.
They can raise them to be like
What's that something?
themselves, and then they can just
Sacrifice
buy out all the
for a
functions that women
functioning
do.
society that they can
Oh, we want
parasitize
someone
off
to raise
of.
the kids. Well, guess
That's what
what?
they need
We're
to
gonna
do.
pay for a teacher.
I'm not
who's
going to do
teach
it.
This stuff.
If you
And
want
it's
to support the
exactly
show, if
how
you
we
want to
want
support
it.
the channel, consider
Exactly how we
subscribing
pay her to do
to
it.
Kite and Chaz for more of this content. That's Kite and Chaz. His link is in the video description. Dude, I can't.
could
All
just-
these
men could just
articles
take
are
over
fire, but I
civilization
can't get through
by
any of them in one take. I mean, what we got here? We got like what?
Using
1, 2,
surrogacy,
3,
you
4,
have
5,
complete
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
monopoly
Like 8 more
on children.
like paragraphs of this leftist voice
Take back
left to get
children.
through.
You take back.
It's like they make their fucking thesis at the goddamn Twitter post.
Straight up, bro. That's what it is. But hey, great. How about you talk to Chaz and answer some comments while I go get some more booze, okay?
That would be like an effective way for men to basically undo the government's.
So yeah, Chaz.
attempts.
Like,
So what'd you grab? Just some like
Oh.
local beer or anything else?
yeah, there's actually a local brewery not terribly far from me.
Chaz doesn't
so
wanna
got some
talk
red
about it.
ale off of them. Big 2-4 pack.
It's
So
a pretty good
Nice.
diversion.
loaded up for a while. Yeah, no, I caught like the last, I don't know, maybe third of that. That was.
Honestly,
that
Grey
was
Ghost is
really
more
the thing
artistic
that
than
fucking
Chaz, I
grinds
have to say.
and
Like, you
then
got all these
yeah, and then it's like, so this guy says what we expect them to do, what we need them to do, right? But then if you as a man say, I need my wife to be intimate with me on a regular basis, that's marriage.
Here's kind of the thing
right?
that I've realized
Like,
is
as
that
a
all
man,
of the things men
we need
want
you to
and
do
need
X,
from
Y, and Z
women,
thing.
we can buy.
Protect, provide, yada
We
yada
can
yada.
buy
But then
sex,
you say,
we can
okay,
buy children.
I'll do all that and more for the woman that I marry.
And if
Hey,
we just
honey,
find,
it's
if we
been
just, we
3
you could
months.
just have
Can you just
super
give me a
rich
quick
men,
tug?
super rich
Oh, you have a
bachelors
headache
who
tonight?
don't waste
Aw,
time with
damn.
women, don't waste time
If
with
you have the audacity to
all of
say
these
I
extra
need
things,
her,
conserve
right?
their
I
money,
expect it to be
and then
done.
just purchase all
then
of
she's
the
It's
taking
like
you to court
elements that
over
we need
It's
from
like
women.
having expected duties
and through
at
that,
work
because men still have a
and being
financial
taken to
kind of
court
like
because you
foothold
expect
over
to get
women.
paid.
You could leverage that
or
to
if,
basically.
you know, Matt Walsh might
'cause if
say
men
you should
make
be taken
more
to
money
court
than
if you
women,
expect to take a day off because you're sick,
then-
but same difference.
we can just buy all the other
Yeah,
things.
but that's the thing.
And
It's
then
like
women have no control.
this
like,
is
we
meant to
buy
be a
kids. If
fucking
there was a
exchange.
civilization of men,
I'm
that just
supposed
bought
to
kids
get
and
something
then just
out
bought
of it.
female teachers to do the
like if I'm supposed
teaching
to like
and
if
the
I'm expected to
bought
go
daycare
into a
women,
marriage,
women to do daycares.
I'm not entitled to be able to have kids. I'm not entitled to have regular
What
sex.
if you
I'm
did
also
this?
not
What
allowed
if
to have
you
sex.
paid a woman
Anyone other than this
to-
woman that I'm bound to, and I'm expected to give however
What if-
much
that'd be so
money
funny.
she demands
You
off
set
of
up
me
a
to
government
her.
contract to do marriage,
Like,
but
no
just like
sane man Like if he was told,
organize the
hey,
contract
here's all
such
your
that you get all
fucking
the power.
duties at this
Here's
job.
basically what-
by
here's
the
my
way,
government contract in
We'll give
this
you
city.
whatever the
You
fuck
have a city
we
of only
want
men.
to, and you're just gonna take it,
Except there are women
or
allowed to
we'll
live there.
fucking sue you.
Except it's dominated by male
Nobody-
businesses, and
no
here's the
one would take
business
that job.
exchange
No
for
one.
how
And
women
no
Zombie Bomb in chat says,
contribute in
why are
this
you
society.
suddenly allowing their
So men
wives to say no?
own,
That's
run all
not
the
weird.
businesses.
Well,
Women are the
court system,
employees of
right?
the men.
If you
Okay,
And
like here's the thing. Like
here's
every
what-
time
I want
your
to keep
wife
this
contract
like
with women
speaks to
YouTube
you,
friendly.
So you
right?
have
I'm trying
a
not to
Okay, like I
say
say,
things.
So
every
these women
time
who
your
have to
wife
sign up
speaks
to
to
become
you,
legal
you have
surrogates,
to imagine that
and
there
then
is a
we would pay
cop
them
with a loaded
for
pew
the child.
pew pressed to your temple at all times.
Or we could introduce it into the
will
contract
every
so you
woman
would get
you
paid a
potentially
certain
marry
amount for the child.
use
and
that
then you would
cop?
just get that as an
Hopefully not.
upfront lump.
But it's not a
upfront
0%
sum,
chance.
and then we would
right?
hire
Like,
them
well,
to be
will she use it for that
maids
argument
and
on
the next
that
teachers
day? Maybe
for
not.
the
But
children
the next one, or the
that-
next one, or the
that-
next one, the cop's
that they-
always
that
there,
we-
and there's
that they were
always that
surrogates
loaded
for.
pew pew. At
So we
the
just hire
temple.
them back as teachers,
And all she
as,
has to do is say, "Do it."
And you say
do it.
that because that would actually produce
I
economic
shouldn't.
value.
It's
You
not
say,
the
well, you're
Jedi
paying all these
way.
women for things they could just be doing for free.
And then-
It's like, okay, well, we could do that.
but
Yeah,
it's-
yeah, that's
and
the thing.
then we could say, well, we
So
have
that's
this
the thing. So
option
it's like,
where
why do
women
men allow
can
their wives to say
buy-
no? Because there's
Well, women
other
need
men
housing,
with
and women
pew
need
pews
food.
who
So the
will
money we
respond
pay
to her.
them for the surrogacy
Like, you
and
are
for
not
their job,
married to
being
your
teachers and
You are the
They-
servant
like,
of your wife
homeschooler
who is married
for
to
the
the
kids and
government.
raising them and doing daycare and being the maid.
Captain Brooks
We would just
said
use
the
that
question was probably
money.
more of a rhetorical question. Yeah, we
to-
know. We know.
They would just
And
use
that's the
the
thing,
payment we
guys.
give them
Like, you know,
and
sarcasm doesn't
spend it
care.
on housing and on
Stuff.
food in that city.
Like, we gotta take
Well, I
shit
mean,
at face
still.
value.
So it
that
would be
it's
like a
fly.
closed economy. So basically, what you have is
Or at
you
least
have
answering
basically
seriously,
a
provide
traditional
some
marriage
content to anyone else who comes.
where women
That's a
have
bit dramatic,
our kids
but that's the
and
thing, is like,
raise them
but that is
and
how
do
it is.
homeschooling, and
Like,
we pay
all
for their food
government
and pay for
action
their housing.
Is held
the city, I
at the
mean,
point of a pew
Like the
pew.
city would do that.
If the government did not have
The
the
only
police
difference
and
is
the
that
military to back it up, no
we
one
have
would
total
pay
control.
taxes.
Basically, men as a group would have total control because
Like, no one would do anything the
one, the
government
children
says
are
if there
legally
was not
ours. They're not. The women don't own the
force
children at all. We pay for
behind
them.
the law.
It's a surrogate. It's mine. Your name is not on the birth certificate. It's my child. Secondly, I can fire you and get rid of you whenever I want. Oh, I don't want you. Well, business contract over. You're fired. Or wait till the contract runs
why-
out. Renew it
that's why
every
on my end, it's like,
every month. You could have a
Look, I
monthly
gotta
renewal.
look at the
Just renew the
Philippines because like,
contract
that's
every
the
3
only
months
country
or
where the
whatever's
laws are
legal.
even remotely conducive.
And
to
oh,
marriage.
you,
And
you
even
failed
then,
your
there's
duty.
still
We'll
time
just let the
changes.
contract run out. Bye bye.
The women there are just a little bit too
Don't have to rent
tight
them.
for me. I feel like I'm gonna like cause.
In Chronic, not all of us can have a 15-inch slog, Chronic. Okay.
It's only
Plus,
15
we get
inches
to
in
control who's a
diameter.
surrogate.
Okay, it's not that big of a problem.
It's 15 inches more
Yeah.
animal
we could
tippy
also hire the
toes.
best teachers, so we
That-
could like
so-
optimize
sorry,
some
Chronic,
women
but
for
like
surrogacy
some
and
of
then
us
optimize others for
can be
teachers.
satisfied by something other
Now, I
than
do
a
think
black
it's better if the
American
children
woman.
have their biological mother around.
I don't know. Maybe
Like, I
there's a
don't think just
reason why I
replacing
got
it
that
with a
jungle
random
fever.
woman
I don't
is
know.
good,
I don't know.
but
Maybe there's a reason.
I want to see more than 20%
Better
of
than
it
nothing.
vanish at a time.
yeah,
Come
I think
on.
you definitely run into some problems with stuff like that. But
Okay,
yeah, the difference is
Don,
men
Don
would have just total
Gregorod,
control, and they can
the
do that because
Absolute
men
Divorce
still
Act
have
in the
financial
Philippines
leverage over
passed
women,
the
for the most part.
House.
Like men make
It has
infinitely
not
more money
yet
than women. The
passed
only reason
the
women
Senate.
make money
So it is not
anywhere close to
completely
what
legal.
men make
And
today.
even should the
The
Absolute
reason
Divorce
women
Act
are
pass
kind
the
of financially
Senate,
doing well
it does
today
not
is
cover
because
Catholic
businesses
marriages,
subsidize women's
only
positions
civic marriages.
by taking away from men's salaries.
Tasha
I mean,
Pai.
foot in the door is still a
Basically,
foot
your
in the
salary
foot-
today is
foot in the door is
Tasha,
still a foot in the
hey,
door.
Tasha
paying
Pai with
for
the frowny
women's
faces.
Because
Why
women
are you
don't
so upset,
provide the
Tasha?
same economic value that men do in a
I know
company.
you have kids.
They fill HR positions, they fill
We
social
both know
roles,
you
they
pushed out
fill
something bigger than my schlong.
random
you shouldn't be
bureaucratic
upset about
roles.
this.
They don't actually provide hard value. They don't maintain infrastructure.
I'm sorry.
They're not
I
the ones
shouldn't
running
be
hard sales. They're not the
sexually
ones running
aggressive with
14-hour
my
jobs and
subscribers.
14-hour shifts.
Chronic has a
not
bad
the one
customer
selling,
service
you know,
fetish.
30 cars a month.
Wait, what? What's that got to do with it?
So who's actually? Where does their salary come from? It comes from the men in the business.
Look, when a black girl who's looking good
Because you can't pay a man
Is
more than a
acting
woman.
sassy.
That's illegal.
in a
Could be a
restaurant
huge complaint.
as
So
a
what do? They
waitress.
just lower the salary for everyone.
I'll grab her hand. I say, "Is something bothering you?" She'll pull it back on. Ugh, don't touch me.
So
I've done that twice. Both times.
what
guess
this
what I
means
got?
is that without businesses
number.
artificially
Her number.
equalizing men and women's salaries, men would
I
make
said,
a lot
"Hey,
more
what's
money
up?
than women because they're a lot
You're
more
looking
productive.
cute running around the restaurant."
And then
She's just like,
by
the first one,
purchasing
"You asked me
and
what's
arranging
bothering
into
me.
a
What's
business
bothering me is I
contract
don't have a
the
white man
functions of
calling me a
women,
bleep
you could
in
then
bed." I
reestablish
was
control.
like, "God damn!"
So basically, you would use
This
the
bitch is
institution
very
of
forward.
capitalism and government contract,
Very
business
forward.
contracts to
The restaurant since
reorient
closed down
and
because it
fix
didn't
the
meet
power
health
dynamics
department
between
standards.
male and female dynamics.
Because some Greg is
You'd say,
fucking a
here's a
bitch in the back.
contract. You give me a kid, I pay you
He
extra
done-
money.
he
and then
done
you use
nutty-
that money to buy
he's done
housing
nutty on the
and
lobster.
food.
He's adding
And
the
then you work
secret
a job
sauce to
as
the
the
fucking
teacher,
pasta.
the nanny,
God,
the
no.
caretaker,
Just
the daycare worker,
the day of.
the
The health
teacher
inspector
and maid
shows up,
for my
right? This is
children.
do or die for this restaurant.
That's
He
all
opens
legal.
up
You
the
can
freezer,
get
and
all of those
there's
things
just
already.
a Grigga
There's
in
a
the
burger
There's
going
back.
hard.
You
I
can
go, "It's
hire a
cold in
maid,
here. I'm
you
trying
can
to
hire a
warm
teacher,
up,
You can hire a
bitch."
personal tutor. All of those
They
things are
opened
legal.
that door. She says she doesn't want the lights on.
Rip.
It's just not normalized.
I'd be
But
like,
it
"I know
legally
you an
protects you. It gives you all the
anthropologist,
power. There's
Mr.
nothing
Health
that
Inspector,
currently the
but I'm not
system
trying to
could actually
go,
do to stop
quote,
that.
out of Africa,
Surrogates are perfectly
unquote."
legal.
Oh, then I get arrested.
Now, I'm sure they come in and they go, "Oh, this is an abusive contract
Tasha
that
Pai
aims to
says I
just
could say
subjugate
more,
women."
but I'll keep my mouth shut. Well, I got something else.
Okay,
to keep
well,
your
what
mouth
are you gonna
shut.
do?
I can't stop myself. I'm sorry, Tasha. I don't mean to be aggressive to
If
you
it's
on the
not
YouTube
legal,
comments.
then they have some work to do. They have some work to do to kind of fix that.
What do you think, Josh? Should we continue with this stupid ass tweet?
So that's kind of the bonus of being able,
Well, first,
of a
real
capitalist
fast,
system, being able to commodify everything. Is you can just commodify.
Promise. So every time I end a stream saying I
female,
promise I'll stream tomorrow, and I don't,
sexuality
it must break her
benefits that
heart,
women
bro.
offer.
Just ruins her day when she sees that I didn't stream. But yeah,
Zombie
let's go.
bomb, another female. I promise, if we ever meet IRL, you will have to see an OBGYN surgeon after the night we have.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I can give you a 20% coupon off all services provided. So you don't want to meet me.
Hey, 20% off American healthcare is a hell of a deal.
Well, here's the thing.
That's
It's
a damn good deal. Would you take that
That's
deal?
like
I'd take
10
that deal.
If,
Like
I'm
a
ever,
good deal.
if I'm ever with a woman and she says, "I love that green schlong. I know you're undead chronic." I go from like, "Oh, we're having fun, we're having activities" mode to the Oonga Boonga Neanderthal soul inside of me gets activated, and the way I'm gonna be moving
That's basically
is
a green
as
light.
if you see a white Neanderthal trying to slay a mammoth and a saber tooth at the same time. Don't do it. I can't control myself. Don't do it. It's going to be a closed
chronic.
casket funeral from the waist down. I'll give your mother some flowers. That's the best I can do. Give her some flowers. I'll be like,
This guy, bro.
she was the best nut I ever had. And your mom's going to slap me at the funeral. She's going to scream at me. The cops are going to handcuff me. And on the way out, your body's going to wink. And I'm like, oh! Oh.
Moon's in the chat.
Moon says
Better
Chronic's
stop.
chugging. Am I chugging? Let me check the super chats. I'm sorry, guys. Most people, 99% of people listening are dudes. So it's like, stop flirting with your fans, bro. It's cringe. I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't control myself. The most sexually attractive thing a woman could say is, like, I like Chronic. I had a girlfriend that knew about, I had a couple that knew about Chronic. And whew, I was wearing those cheeks out, bro, like an illegal in a Toyota Corolla that hasn't gone to a mechanic once. Those belts were worn out. Let's go to
Timing
Super
belt.
Chats. This
Rip
one
oil
is-
change.
God, what the hell? What the hell's been happening in the Super Chats?
I saw a woman who
Let me
burnt
get
out
to
her
it.
engine because she didn't know she had to get oil changed.
Let's see here.
He's like, yeah, there was this black stuff coming out.
We got one here.
So I should check them out.
B-Maid says, Pearl just roasted Matt while wearing green dress. Okay. Antonio says, Grigas came from frogs. We did. We were green the entire time. Rad Skyer says, have a drink. Chaz is the best beetle in the world.
Yeah.
Chaz, you have water in front of you?
Yeah, I got this.
Cheers! You want to do the toast?
Cheers.
Chaz?
No, I'm good.
You don't want to do the toast?
He's being a
I'm
depressed
alright.
little
You can-
sookie boy.
Cheers to
with it.
Chaz! Cheers to the men who are too scared to speak in public. We all have the friend who's a little bit shy, but in front of crowds, he's shy, unseen. But when you're suffering the most, he is the friend, he is the man that steadies your ship. Cheers to men like Chaz. Cheers.
Cheers to the unsung heroes.
I really like Chronic's
Ooh!
personality or his character. It's actually a very stabilizing
see what we got
force.
here.
Like he's very
We got more super chats.
he's like
Thank you, Brett Skyer, for your generous super chat donation.
he definitely
And
has
we have
a lot of, like,
L
leadership,
Ice Dragon.
L Ice a lot of leadership energy. Like
He
a
says,
lot of
I fly the Gadsden flag
like he tries to make
to
things comfortable and he takes care of the
HIFL
people around
with
him.
Republicans and Democrats. HIFL.
But he's principled. He doesn't.
HIFL.
He's really likable, frankly.
What the hell does
I
that
can
mean?
see why like women would be attracted.
HIML. That sounds like something I've
It's a very
heard the
likable,
acronym before. but I
respectable
just-
person.
Put it
I think
down. You guys tell me what
male attraction and
Do we know
female
what this
attraction
means?
is more or less the same.
HIFL.
It's just based off respect.
That's not what it means.
Watch it be like a clan fucking acronym.
The same way that men respect
Right,
other
just like
men is the same
anyone
way that
who
women
ever
wanna
says
fuck
that
them,
is like
right?
on a list, right? It's just like, oh, it's a chat. Got it.
This one's from
What if fucking
Yakub's-
these not-
Yakub-
The
Yakub's
same
tab.
positive affirmation
The 20p
that
says,
men
Chug,
give to other men is
Grga,
the same
my
affirmation
pocket is
that
light this
women
month.
give to those men.
Grg,
It's just
Bro.
for men it looks like respect. For women it looks like
You
I wanna
don't have
sex
to
with
give
you.
me shit.
That's the
give
only
me
difference.
$1
Basically, you want respect.
with a message and I'll read it.
Because if a female respects you,
Okay,
she'll fuck
apparently-
you. If a guy respects you,
Apparently, one from
That should be your
Pineapple
goal
says
as a
for
man, I think, is to,
HIFL.
Oh, it's
Herpes
right.
one of
is
your
for
goals should be
life.
to earn respect.
Wait, what?
And
Herpes is for life.
I really like
No, no,
Chronic's personality.
Okay,
his
I'm pretty
character.
sure it's
He's
from
a-
Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's supposed
he's a
to mean
team
home
leader.
for
He's very
infinite
good at,
losers.
like,
It's-
But that's
balancing
HF. That's
being masculine, but
HFIL.
balancing,
Not
for-
HIFL.
taking care of the people.
Oh, my bad.
in his
Someone typed that in
group.
chat. I'm like, but yeah, I have no
Like
idea.
what
Yeah,
he did for
another
Chaz,
one
it
is
was
like-
very wholesome and very
Like
uplifting.
Hanu Institute of
That's a
Foreign
sign of, like,
Languages, Henderson Investment
like
Funds
a,
Limited,
leader.
Higher Institution
Like,
Football
kind of
League.
leader
Yeah, guys, don't
archetype.
give fucking acronyms. Like the internet is not
They
helpful. in this
uplift
shit.
the people around them.
Anyways, do you have any other chats to read? Chronic?
Let me refresh it. I guess I'm gonna assume it's herpes for life, which makes me feel bad for who is it? L Ice Dragon. To herpes is for life with Republicans and Democrats. I mean, okay. Kenneth with a new one says, "What's your favorite part of your job?" Well, let me ask Gray first. Gray, what's your favorite part of your job?
Chronic getting dogs. Yeah.
Honestly, I like being outside and lifting heavy shit. Like I do a wide variety of duties, but the fact that I can like be outside in nature and get a workout in, I like that. And then there's also the satisfaction of being able to go around and being able to look at something and be like, you know what? I helped make that shit.
Jazz, what's your favorite part of your job?
I'm currently unemployed.
What's your favorite part about being unemployed?
Nothing really.
It's not being able to walk your dog whenever you want.
I mean,
Damn,
that's
Jazz,
nice.
You're heartless.
Well, I mean, I do that with or without a job. I walk him every
It's not being
morning.
able to like pet your dog
Why does
whenever
that?
you
Why does he
want.
not have a job?
I mean, yeah, we can just say that.
Jazz confirmed heartless beetle. Confirmed.
Yeah.
Confirmed. My favorite part about my job
And what
is
if you
the
not have a job?
ability to give new direction, new suggestions to oncologists in the field on what drugs are best to use on very specific advanced cancer cases. Because I'll say it to them, but like, I never thought about that. It's not the dumb person, it's someone who's very educated. And I go, yeah, this is what the science has shown. They say, what's the science? And I'm able to dilute the science I've done into about a 2-minute speech. And after they've used my advice before, they trust me. And they go, okay, Dr. Chronic, I'm going to go do that.
That's something I should work on.
Okay,
It's
Dr.
like
Chronic, I'll do that right now.
taking what I say and trying to make it
For sure.
like dumb it down,
Okay,
or like
let me
not
read
dumb
out
it down,
the
but
super chats that I got.
make it relatable.
Like,
Make it something other people.
Dirty
can,
Steve, $10 says, for sin
Keep it
double
down to
on you
earth.
for pissing
I'll
off
do that.
Chronic. Damn, Chronic's coping and seething right now. You can just hear it in his voice. Tasha Pie, $3 says, for tell Chronic to do deep breaths and count to 10. I'm pretty sure she said that earlier, you know, when you were trying not to get pissed off reading the article.
Pretty,
And then Red Skyer,
fractured.
20 piece says, this is for
Never
Chaz
really
Fun,
recovered.
best battle beetle. Thank you. Thank you all. Very kind of you.
Hey, go get a job, Chaz. What are you doing, man? Stop fucking around.
Sorry about that.
Stop being a silly beetle.
That's fine. I got another super. I got one too. See what it says.
I want to get Chronic a super chat, but I don't.
Just one. Just got one.
YouTube takes 30%. Like fuck that. I'm not supporting YouTube.
Elias Dragon says, I'm a moron who can't proofread. It is HFIL from Dragon Ball. What's that mean?
Okay, that's the home for infinite losers. It was a way for the censors in the original dub to get away with saying hell, right? It's hell, but they changed it for localization. So
Oh.
okay, so it was a Dragon Ball reference.
Okay.
Someone got it. Nice.
Okay. I got
Chaz
one
is
more.
so sad to be getting free money to sound depressed. I'm sorry, Philip. I'm out.
I got one more segment in me, guys. One more.
Okay.
It'll be the rest of this tweet. You guys ready?
Sure.
Okay. So there's a marriage strike going on, and a Mr. Doctor, fake doctor. Do you guys know what I consider a doctor?
Hard science.
Who actually works in the STEM fields to provide actual medical advice?
If you don't know what to do during symptomatic bradycardia, you're not a doctor.
Oh, I see. Yeah, fair enough.
That's what I consider. If the heart rate is at 30 a minute and you don't know what to do, you're not a doctor. Now, I have exceptions for the science fields, but a Mr. Head of Politics department,
Probably constrict the blood vessels.
I'm
increase the
not going to
flow.
call you a
I don't know.
doctor.
I'm pretty sure anyone left-leaning could run that department.
Yep.
Like, what is there to run? Oh, students has a MAGA hat.
Trump
make
bad.
them take it off.
Trump bad.
Trump bad.
Walk
Trump
38.
bad. Trump bad.
That's the department. He says, Josh Hawley refrains from criticizing the divorce industry he serves,
38.
which would quickly terminate his career. So I still don't know if this guy who wrote this tweet is an enemy or not. Let's continue. It's a peculiar performance. We do not elect U.S. senators to hear them berate us. We elect them to hear our concerns and prevent our government from abusing its power over us. This guy's definitely right-wing, just from that one sentence. The senator diverts attention from his own complicity in that abuse by blaming not his fellow politicians or divorce operators, but yet again, ordinary Americans who have no platform to defend themselves. You see here,
Cannabis?
Mr. Dr. Stephen Baskerville.
Bastardville?
You went from me roasting you to me supporting you. I 100% agree with this statement. These congressmen blame average men instead of blaming the divorce industry, which is composed of Republican politicians.
Uh-oh.
They'll never blame themselves. It's always the young man's fault.
Right, let me go
Look
find
at the
something.
title of this live stream. Women destroyed the West. Everyone blames the red pill.
Well, they'll blame men.
It's clear
That's
to
the best
us.
part. That's
They
how you
hate
know
us. They want to
you're
blame us
dead.
for everything.
You're just fucked as a society.
Continuing in this
You're
tweet.
just gonna
The
blame
truth
men.
is, if the senator would stop wagging his finger long enough to hear it, is that young men quite deliberately and predictably refuse to follow his unrequested advice because marrying and starting families easily becomes a one-way ticket to child confiscation, prison, and homelessness. No amount of scolding will change this. What do you guys think about this guy's
Whoa.
quotes?
It's actually based.
That's
Is this
completely
chronic?
accurate.
Is this chronic in
Like,
disguise?
you can, like, wag your finger and shame, like, oh, you're men, you
Well,
should
base-
do this.
base.
It's like, we see the risk. Like, you're going to have, like, if you want us to walk across a minefield
So this
that
guy's
is
been listening to
full
some red pill.
of
Probably some chronic.
taste that used
No way it
to
came up
be
with that
other
little
men,
juicy nugget on his
you're
own.
going to need a little bit more incentive than a finger wag.
You're destroying the West by not dying for the family courts.
Good. Let them die.
Yeah? Yeah, like, look, how about you come back with a little fucking pew-pew, point that at my head, and then give me a choice between a guaranteed trip to God or a potential trip to God. Then perhaps you'll get me to go and walk into the open minefield. But until you're coming back with that,
I'll go marry the
yeah,
single.
not
I'll go marry the single mother at gunpoint. I will. And you'll also be a widower whose children died in a house fire. Huh. Isn't that interesting? You can imagine how many political points you can get from going in front of the cameras and crying on TV about the fact a right-wing male extremist burnt your house down with your family inside. Doesn't that sound nice? Hey, right-wing politician, Republican politician, you still get to go to fly to islands. You still get to grape kids on camera. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you are? You don't care about your family. You want to grape kids. So if I relinquish you from the bonds of family because you're trying to kill me, aren't you happier raping kids on an island? I'm just trying to help you out. Let's continue.
Shit.
I would never do that, by the way. I'll be a good little cuckold. Marry the single mother and pay taxes. Don't kill me, FBI. Don't kill
Chronic
me.
saying I'd be a good little
Please.
That just sounds
Please
weird.
don't kill me, FBI.
I could never imagine.
CIA, local police department, don't kill me. I'm too lazy to do any of that shit. I'll just bitch online. I would never do any of that shit. I'll just bitch online. Maybe
I love this
if
guy.
I was angry enough, you know what I'd do, Chess?
Nothing. Make an angry video.
I would take a coronavirus and I would make it a little bit different, and then we could shut the country down for 3 years.
2 weeks to stop the spread. 2 weeks.
It's going to be 2 weeks to stop the spread for the next 10 years, bro. I have the knowledge. I could do it. Believe in me, U.S. government that funds Chinese biolabs. Please, I could do it.
Get in contact with Fauci, Chronic. That's a $2 million commission bare minimum.
Not even close. Not even close.
Come on, extra
even
gain of
close.
function. Come on, make monkeypox spread to straight people for
Bro,
a
I would
change.
put so many gains of function up on a coronavirus, it would jack you off while doing the dishes. Wow. How did that happen? I'll show you how. Redacted, redacted, redacted. Anyhow, we talked enough about this
Notice that?
government interference, this finger wagging for Republican cuckolds. I can't stand them. Like, what's my motivation to vote for Trump? What is it?
None.
Because he got shot. That's the what's the number one motivation to vote for Trump? It's probably because he got shot right now, right?
I mean, okay, as a Canadian, I'm basically looking at
Well, I'd rather him. No,
I
my
want to
biggest
be able to
motivation is
get
that
the fuck
Kamala
out
doesn't
of the
get it.
country. I'm
That would
not
be my
going to
biggest
get out of the
motivation.
country before the next election cycle. Which presidential candidate is less likely to cause everything to collapse into civil war and chaos during the next election? Probably Trump. I'd say that Trump's more likely to keep the country from completely collapsing and therefore give me enough time to leave. And that's about as far as my vote.
I disagree. If Kamala Harris wins, what happens within the next year? Republicans complain and bitch. Right? Will Republicans actually?
That's
be
true. He's
violent
actually
and
right.
overthrow
Republicans
the
won't pick
government?
up guns and start fighting.
No,
Because they have families.
I don't think so.
No, I'm thinking more economical.
Will
No,
start
you
showing
gotta-
schools and
let's
start
think
doing
immediate.
riots.
The first 2 months after the election, will
That's actually right,
Republicans,
yeah.
if Kamala wins, overthrow the U.S. government?
No, they won't.
No.
I mean, they already
Republicans
are
talk a big
No,
game.
is that
but
what's the
they're
percentage? What's the
fucking
percentage? Like
old boomers
5%?
with
Maybe.
kids. They're not going to do anything.
Chance they would. If Trump wins, what's the percentage that Antifa in the radical left tries to overthrow the government? It's at least 20% they would try.
He's actually right.
I mean, like, they'll bitch and complain.
No,
and
the right
scream.
wing thinks the left is corrupt. The left wing thinks the right wants to genocide them. So I think the left would have a much, much higher chance to try to overthrow the government than the right would.
you don't need
I
to
see your
genocide them. You just need to eugenics them.
Yeah,
I mean, I question the efficacy of that particular group, but I do see
How many riots happened in D.C.
We just let them
when
die.
Biden was elected?
They're not sexually viable.
0.
That's why they're coming.
How
after
many
kids.
riots happened in 2016 when Trump was elected?
They don't have any of their own.
Summer of Love.
12.
Quite simply,
Damn, he knows it.
the LGBTQ.
It's like 12
all about
different separate
sexuality,
riots.
and yet they're in
So,
total.
it's
How
More than
ironic.
0.
Yeah.
How fitting. Your
I
entire
think you should be
personality is
cheering
based
for
around your
Kamala
sexuality, and
if
yet
you don't
you're
want the West to
infertile.
collapse
How
in the next year.
how deliciously.
I mean, as
Ah,
soon
okay,
as I think Trump's gonna win, but as soon as he wins, the left's gonna riot. I'm gonna go downtown.
What the hell?
I'm gonna be famous, guys. I'm gonna be famous.
Honestly, that's the thing. Like, I'd still I don't trust the electoral process. I'm still putting it up to a coin toss, man.
I mean, yeah, this electoral process, but I still think Trump's gonna win.
Okay, honestly, if Trump wins, that'll be impressive to me. I'll be completely honest. Like, given everything that I saw with the last election and all the preparatory work I'm seeing with the current election, if Trump actually wins, I'll be impressed.
I don't think they're gonna let him win. No, they're gonna rig the election.
Like, I don't know. Like, I guess I'd put it at best 50.
2020, they were like, no, we can't let this guy win.
regardless
no,
of
we're
the
not doing this
will
anymore.
of the American people. I'm putting
The reason that Trump got elected in
at this
2016
point,
is
even
because
if
nobody
he
thought
gets
he would
shot
win.
at a third time,
2022
it's like,
or 2020, they made sure he
didn't
didn't win this time.
You know, like whatever.
They didn't take him seriously
so
in
that couldn't
2016.
even
2020,
really
they're
help
like,
him out
okay,
there.
we need to get rid of this guy.
No,
We're rigging
Trump's
the
poll
election.
numbers
We're
are
using
probably
mail-in
about as
ballots.
high as they're ever
We're
gonna be.
rigging the machines.
Like, that's the thing, it's
I'm
like-
still like 60%.
And we're fucking around.
I'm still that. But if you want to support the show, if you want to support the whole band, consider subscribing to Kind Chats or Regos. There are links in the channel description.
Tomorrow or
I
Should we
mean,
get
like,
Chris
honestly, I guess Canada. Like, with Canada, I've got freaking. Is Pierre Poilievre going to win? Well, most people seem to want Trudeau out, but
not gonna
again,
change anything.
I just need the country to hold together long enough for me to escape to the.
PCs are cucks.
Like, I'd rather go to war with China. than
Conservatives
stick around
today,
with
especially
Canada.
Canadians, are
That's how bad.
fucking cockles. They're just a color.
Canada is a bunch of bullshit, bro.
It's like you choose a red cup or a
Canada
blue
is
cup.
the worst
I don't
parts
care.
of the left
I don't care about
white
Poilievre or
feminist
Trudeau or all the same.
ideals
A whole bunch of old cunt boomers sitting around jacking each other.
Because since
Waste of
Canada
time.
didn't want to join the
You're not going
revolution,
to
they
fix your
were
country through
pro-British.
just voting.
They're more
your
susceptible
problems
to
away.
British
Well,
propaganda,
if I just vote my
which
problems
makes
away,
them
then
cuck
that'll fix the
faster
country.
and
Yeah.
earlier.
If I put a piece of paper in a
It's all
box,
different.
that'll fix all my
Canada is
problems.
cucked. The U.S. is cucked. Everybody is cucked, but it's a different type of cucked.
See, you got your Jack Murphy cuck, right? The guy who eats the zinc. Then you got like the chair cuck. You know, he's just gonna sit back and watch. Then you got the guy who goes to the
That's
basement. You know, he doesn't want to watch, doesn't want to listen, but it's what his wife wants to do. There are different types of cucks.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, Canada has gone full Jack Murphy.
Oh no, that's not... Okay. Would you say that that is the worst?
Canada is pretty
So, you know, it's like a spectrum, right? What is the definitive, far like worst kind of cuck? Like they all like being a cuck at all is bad, right? But like, what's the worst? That's what I want to know.
probably whatever Destiny is, whatever he does.
Maybe there's a kind of cuck we haven't even encountered yet. Like Jack Murphy is bad.
Would it be able
but
to keep the
what if a
stream,
dude is
like,
willing
if
to
I-
like get a vasectomy, cut off his testicles and
that?
his, you know, penis, and still lets his wife get fucked, all just because she asked him to do it? Like that kind of cuck.
Yeah, no,
Probably have to be
I'd
the
honestly, I'd honestly say, yeah, the worst kind of cuck is the one who intentionally receives no benefit. So that's
Like
like
the
I can't put Jack Murphy.
He
as
at least
the
got to.
absolute
He at
worst.
least got to. Oh.
That's the thing, because he at least got some
I've literally made
gratification
a-
out of the whole deal.
ranking.
I'd say,
Different
like,
cucks.
The one who just goes and
Basement
cries. Yeah,
I think I have my
like
phone
basement
on, right?
cuck. The one who goes, cries in the corner, knows it's happening, but like doesn't get off on it, but still completely supports the entire thing. I'd put him as worse, because at least sexual gratification
I literally
cuck
made a couple of
can
good tier
still
lists.
be like, well, this is just my kink.
I'm
into
still
that shit.
getting off to it, you know, because they still have that excuse, but basement cuck has no excuse at all beyond
Yeah,
it's
basement-
what my
I just
wife.
put, base-
fetish. Guy who
Basement
gets off
cuck
to
is
it.
100%
That's the
weak
worst.
and has no spot.
Below that is
Gratification cuck at least has the excuse that he's
reluctant.
getting
So
off.
that's someone who doesn't like it,
I'm glad that we
but
cleared
does
that
it
up.
reluctantly.
Chat, type 1 if you agree with me and Gray.
I think fetish is worse.
Democratic Republic of Canada.
Someone
Listen,
just
like
types
that's my
Diglett.
thought.
Yeah, Diglett.
So that's the Canadian that you speaking? Like,
Yeah, the reason I made that list was so that I made sure I was never accidentally
I'm trying to get Chris Mike on.
because there's many different ways you can be a cuck. But I had to write down all the different ways in which I had to systematically understand it and organize it. So I had
someone wants to make the case for sexual
strategically make
gratification.
sure
Cuck to be
that
worse.
never,
By all
ever,
means, go
ever.
ahead.
Yeah, we're not saying like this is 100%.
In my opinion, if your
done
woman
and dry,
posts
right?
like bikini pictures on Instagram, that's basically cuckoldry.
I mean, we're not
She's
the
showing
de
her body off to other
facto, you know, science. It's got to be a peer-reviewed cuck study, right?
That's the thing. Like,
We've got to be
this is
scientific
more like-
about it.
This
Different
is the
opinions
open.
matter.
It's the open
Open
philosophical forum. we got two philosophers deciding which is the worst kind of cuck. We present our
We have to
arguments.
ask
and
Destiny,
we're
we have to ask Hunter Avalon. We got to get the cuck's perspective in on this as well.
No. We don't need the cuck's perspective.
Are you saying you wouldn't want to have an interview with Jack Murphy and ask him his, you know, thoughts about being a cuck?
I take it all back. I would love.
You would love, and like that's a peer-reviewed study, Chronic. We need to interview the
I would
cucks.
love,
get
yeah,
their
like ask like
perspective
the
on this
details.
shit. Now,
What's the
whether or
first?
not-
What's the first question we should ask Jack Murphy?
What does like men's zinc taste like?
That'd be probably.
When did you first realize you received sexual gratification by being a cuck?
did you
what was the
prolapse your
inciting
anus when you
incident?
took that dildo?
Wait. Let me see this.
What made you want to do
Yeah.
it? That's my question.
My
Where
first
do people
question for
get the
Jack
idea
Murphy would
for
be:
it? What does it start with? I have no
did
clue.
Lydia ever ask you to wear a beanie during sex? Anyhow, we have a new perspective. We have a new co-host here in the chat. This is Chris Mike. He put up a live stream titled "TradCon Artists Like Charlie Kirk."
I heard
Aren't
that. I
Helping."
heard it
So
was the black guy.
I want to completely change what we're talking about into what Chris Mike, the content producer with 2K
Let me go
subs,
find this guy.
wants to talk about, right?
All right.
So
2K
I
subs
want
is
him
not
to
much.
lead this.
I could
I
get
want
that.
him to at least present what his idea. Because every time someone makes a stream, they have an idea or a message they want to promote. So I want to talk about the main message, at least, because we can all have a great conversation with it. We got Chris Mike here. Hey, yo, what's up, Chris?
Man, what's up, guys? Man,
think
I
I've seen
put
this guy
I
before.
put my thing on pause. I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta pause this.
Are you still streaming? Are you still streaming?
No, I didn't hit share this tab instead. I didn't know if that was okay or not.
No,
so.
no, you're fine. Dude, I don't care. I really don't care. You can hit
Oh,
share, or
for-
you should still stream to your channel, man, because you have people that want to listen to you that are fans of you more than me. And when I get
Is he the guy he interviewed last
on
time?
the
I think he
stream, or young in terms of YouTube content production, it's not like, oh, I'm helping you out all the time, but I like what you say. I like your ideas, and I want to contribute to the growth of your channel. And so this is more like a YouTube collaboration. I don't really see it as a, I'm in charge, talk to me. This isn't a I don't even remember the movie. With Leonardo DiCaprio as the man, whatever it is. But I saw you do the stream. You titled it "TradCon Artists Like Charlie Kirk Aren't Helping." I'm like, damn, that's a great idea. Conversation. You obviously made the stream title to share some opinions. So I like the idea of co-streaming. Like, I'm streaming to my fans. Well, this warband, this 500, whatever people listening. You're streaming to your fans, but I'm like, please, why do you title that stream? What's going on, man?
He's taking too many L's. He's just making the TradCons look bad.
Yeah, agreed.
TradCons,
Charlie Kirk is so
are,
goofy. His,
in
like,
my opinion, they're.
K25.
I don't know who's
The
worse,
Bruins
the
also are-
TradCons,
he looks
the
so silly. He looks
PUAs.
so dumb during that
They're
movie.
worse to me than the incels or the what do we want to call these people? The black pill people, right? They're the people that bring this down. So
I would unironically agree. If I had to choose between
I
being
keep
like a
seeing
Charlie
this
Kirk
format,
fan or a,
and it's
or a Black
killing
Pill,
me.
I
Where
do
these
Black Pill.
people go on these college campuses,
Oh.
So cringe, bro.
arguing with 18-year-old, 19-year-old
you see that?
chicks.
You see that blonde girl pull down her bra?
Yes.
I mean,
What the fuck?
look, maybe I'm just so out of pocket, but if I was doing a college thing and some girl like that was pulling on her bra, I'm like,
What the fuck?
do you want to continue this conversation in my hotel room?
I mean,
Because your side
Wait,
would win.
are you
your
under
side
18?
would
You are?
win
Okay, good.
if they had video clip of me and you walking to my hotel room. They would win. Do you want a political win? Because I'll trade a political win for some 19-year-old blonde puniti.
19?
But I don't care. Like, because my political win is proving that you're a whore. Really, that's us. Charlie Kirk is more like, we need morals in America. We need men to get married. And as he's pushing that, you got this young white Aryan woman that basically what
Aryan
Republican
means Jewish,
men
by the way.
worship.
The Aryan
a white
race,
girl with blonde hair.
Ironically,
Right. That's not fair.
has its roots in
Pulling down her.
one of the
it's like,
12 tribes of
she
Judah.
wasn't doing that on purpose. Bullshit.
just by the way.
Bullshit.
The only thing women ever do on purpose is get
So
married.
Aryan doesn't make sense. to
Bullshit. Yeah,
say.
exactly. Right. Like if Chris Mike was during an interview and he wanted to show he was sexually aggressive, bro, you grab your junk, right? Like,
I mean, that's
you
the
wouldn't
way-
grab your junk and not have a reason for doing it. You have the cognitive processes to be like, I shouldn't have grabbed my junk right now.
I'd have had to apologize and all that.
Like, you
You're
grab
right.
the side of your jeans and shake it. You grab, like, maybe the tip of your boxer briefs and move it around. But you're not grabbing the actual genitalia. Because you know you would be called out for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas a woman can be like, I'm just adjusting my shirt. This blonde chick was pulling down her bra and exposing her nipple in front of everything. I think it was Was it premeditated? I think it was.
I think it was Trump's assassination.
I mean, bitches are stupid, but they're not that stupid.
Well, would that be like exposure in the second degrry? Because it's
I don't
not
know,
like
though.
you thought about it like the day before. It was
I don't know
also
about
a
that.
crime
It'd
of
be pretty fucking
passion.
stupid.
I don't think it was like the woman was like, I'm
I
gonna
didn't
pull
see
down
the
my
clip, though.
bra to get him
I'm
back
not
from
talking about
YouTube.
it.
I think it was more primitive than that. I'm gonna pull down my bra to make him think Oonga Boonga. I think that's what it was. But what do you think, Chris?
She.
What I've found out, unfortunately, you have I don't know if I can say the term, the feminazis, these
Say it.
people.
Look, bro.
Like, oh,
Whenever I have people on my show, if you say something that gets me banned, I'm actually happy. I would much rather you say whatever the hell you want that gets me banned than me saying banger boy or boy slop that gets me banned. Like, I don't care. Honestly, man, you have free speech. You're black. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. You can say any slur you want. I do not care. But continue with your point, man. What do you think? Why do you think that
I like Sims for,
white
like,
chick
black guys. I don't know
pulled
why.
on her bra strap to show her titty?
she did that to get his channel banned. Is another way, you know, sometimes people will be in your, if you have a live chat, sometimes people will change their profile pic and they'll make it like their bare ass or their actual junk.
Don't give
you-
Chad
so-
any ideas, bro. Don't give him any ideas.
Have you had that? Have you had that?
I've seen that happen to a lot of particularly people in this space. I've seen that happen to a lot of people.
You
And
did
then
there was
they'll get
a-
strike
Check
from their
that.
channel.
There was a period
That's
where
not hard to do.
I was roasting white nationalists.
It's
for
not
being
hard to
simps,
check for
And I had about
explicit
maybe one
imagery
guy, but I think it was like at least 3 guys.
using AI.
They'd be coming
It's not
in
hard
with
to
like
do. You
Yahtzee
should be able to do that.
swastika signs, and they would just all be typing out one letter at a time, racial slurs. And I'm like, they won't call in to debate me. They're just trying to get my channel banned because they don't like me. That's some pussy shit. Like, look, if you're an actual white nationalist and you want to argue to me the supremacy of white genes, you would be proud to actually call into my show and showcase your arguments. If you're a white nationalist,
That's true. Like most
and
of
you
the
change your
Nazis
profile
on
picture
Twitter
to
aren't,
the
or
swastika,
4chan aren't actually
and
Nazis.
you just type in
They're
one
just
letter at
fucking,
a
like,
time, the
children
N-word,
who wanna be
you're a
edgy
pussy.
and like be
Like,
stupid.
by
And they're
doing
used
that
by like
and not
political
calling in, you're
pundits
saying-
to makes the opponent look bad.
I can't actually disagree with
That's
this
how they're
guy.
used. They're like, oh,
I can't argue
he
with
has
him
Nazis
on
in
a
his chat, he's
logical
evil.
level. I'm just
Like,
trying to get him
but
banned
they're
from
not
YouTube.
fucking not. They're just there to make
You're
them look
admitting
bad.
that
That's
your
all they are.
arguments can't stand up to me, and you're relying on the Jewish censor moderators to take me off. So, like, you're basically asking your worst enemy to take care of your medium enemy. So, are you really a white nationalist if you're depending on the supposedly
Not at all.
Jewish moderators of YouTube to ban my channel because you can't actually talk to me? That's some pussy shit. It's like a white. It's like a black chick saying, "Black men ain't shit." How am I gonna prove that? Because this white man's gonna make me scream on camera. It's like, okay, bitch, whatever.
That's another thing,
Are there even
particularly
real Nazis?
with the. I'm not trying
I
to
don't
help
think
the
so. I
white
think, like,
nationalists
99%
out,
of
but
them are
I'll
just
say
excellent.
this: there are a lot of white nationalist pages,
Even the ones you see on
that I've seen
4chan
on
who are,
Twitter.
like,
They're ran by
unironically
small hats.
Standing it. I
And
don't
like
think they
you
actually
do the research.
I think they do it just 'cause
I'll
it's
say,
edgy.
for example, this one page, Garbage Human on Twitter.
Yep.
He's a Jew.
Yeah.
I
it's,
did-
like,
I
it's,
did-
it's funny because, like, you see, I've seen this too. There's a lot of right-wing Twitter accounts that will promote anti-black hatred, but as soon as so their audience is white guys, young white guys that have no representation, right? But as soon as it comes to Israel, oh my God. I'm so happy that Israel killed a bunch of people with pagers.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
so
much.
happy that
Yeah,
Palestinians are dying. But their whole marketing is we're pro-white male. But as soon as it comes to Israel, they expose themselves. And they're taking L's, bro. Like they're taking L's left and right. Because
Yeah, the
every
complete
single time
hypocrisy
they
of
tweet
conservatives
about
is
Israel,
hilarious.
there'll be a white guy being like,
Destiny is kind of right.
why do you
but-
care so much? Fuck that. And they'll be like, oh, it's not fair. Oh, I don't like it. It's like, oh, it's
Jordan
because
Peterson.
you're Jewish,
He's such a
isn't
fucking
it?
hypocrite.
Every single time, bro.
Oh,
I would say like
Bill
80%
C-13.
of the right wing.
free speech. Free speech.
I don't want to say
Oh,
anti-black. It's more like
someone says
anti-ghetto.
something I don't like. Something.
Right? Because
someone
I'm
says something
anti-ghetto.
Politically, I don't like.
The ghetto's a shithole.
Oh, then we
I
should
want
cancel
every single black man listening right now to leave the ghetto, to go somewhere safe, and to have a strong family outside of those influences, those feminine influences. But when it comes to ghetto shit, I'm like, dude, that's like Ice Spice. Like, look, Ice Spice. Whew, oh man, I'd give her a lot of children.
Really?
Would I let her be in charge of raising my kids?
Isn't hard.
Hell
Are you
no.
serious? The fuck?
But I give her a lot of kids.
Gross.
But these right-wing Twitter accounts are
I think
like,
it's fake on her. by the
look
way.
at this black man. Look at this black guy do this. Look at black, blah, 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 blah.
If you
It's like,
actually want to appeal to black guys,
Yeah,
if you're
I
trying to
understand.
stand for black guys chronic,
there's a
you
lot of
should,
black people who are trash. But why?
You should like
Why are they
elevate
trash?
and pedestalize white men.
Is it because of their genes? Maybe. Is it because of their... Is it because of the cultural, economic situation they're raised in that the government promotes single mother households, the government promotes hypergamy, all that other stuff. So, because I mean, we can both agree that black people acting a fool, but if I go black people acting a fool because X, and you go black people acting a fool because of Y, it's more of a discussion. But these right-wing Twitter accounts will be like, look at this, black people are animals, and they'll show they'll show like a video of 2 10-year-old black kids fighting each other, and it's just like, that doesn't tell me anything, bro. It's just kids fighting.
But yeah, that's something I try to tell. Particularly, I got
It is weird.
a couple people that like to
Like,
join my
yeah,
stream, and I
conservatives
try
are
to
just
tell them,
openly
don't even
racist
worry
against
about
every other
that.
race. They think
Just
Islam
let's
is the devil.
focus on
They think black people are
what
animals. and-
what the
oh,
main
but
problem
Jews, we
is,
love them.
which is really
Okay.
just the single mammy epidemic,
Jews are like Middle Eastern.
which nobody wants to touch,
It's like
whether it
violent.
be black, white, Hispanic. Nobody
They're not
for
American.
some reason we talk about
white.
single mammies. That's where my comment section blows up. This is where
just
people
more
start
Middle Eastern fuckers.
people start
Honestly,
stalking my
it's like-
actual Instagram account,
Fuckers in Israel,
talking about,
fuckers in Palestine,
oh, I
fuckers
saw
in
what you
Iraq,
post
Palestine.
here, and blah blah. Like you'll have
They're
there
all the
have
same.
been people.
They're
They'll,
over there in the Middle East.
I'll say something about
That's how
single
I see
mammies,
them.
right?
I don't care about your politics.
What unfortunately young women do,
Not
or
relevant to
young
me.
teenagers do,
You're not
when they're
relevant
messing
to
with
my
older
goals,
men
my
and stuff like that.
thoughts,
This is
my
where
vision.
then I'll have
The only
stalkers
reason
on my
I have to
Instagram
care about
page
you at all
trying to find
is
out
because the
information
leftists
about
and the
me,
right are obsessed with you.
dox me, try to
Because
have
right
like,
people
where
are
I
obsessed
where I
with
live and all
Jews,
that.
and
So
left people are obsessed with Palestinians.
when it comes to the single mammy
They're obsessed with
conversation,
random races overseas.
the right wingers particularly they seem to skip over it, and I would think that
They're
side
obsessed with
would be the
random
first
countries
one to
overseas.
actually address it.
And sending all
But
our
you
tax
see
dollars
it even
to
like
random fuckers
with the black
overseas
church.
who aren't our
That's
children,
literally
who
the
aren't our women,
biggest part
who
of the
aren't our fellow
congregation.
brethren.
It's like 80%
Random
single
fuckers.
mammies. You know what I mean?
nah, the
So-
simple-
Fellow Americans
simplest
who
way to
can't pay
put it
rent,
is
fellow
that
Americans and
women
Canadians
are the
who
modern
fucking can't
god.
Get by.
Incel is the new heretic.
Getting taxed to death.
And since
And
women
you
are the
wanna
number
support-
one spenders of money,
You want to send all the
anybody
money,
who
all the
worships
tax dollars
money
away to
must
other
cater
random
to women
fuckers in the Middle East.
because that's
who
going to
hate
be
you,
their
by the
bread
way.
and butter.
They don't like you. They think you're fat.
Wouldn't that
They
make
fun of
the
you.
conservatives
They think you're
though
weak.
like
They
the
think you're.
modern?
They make fun of capitalism.
Wouldn't that
They
make the
fun of
conservatives
democracy.
the
They
modern
don't
day
like you.
Pharisees that Jesus
I think
hated?
you're soft.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
probably. I'm honestly not too familiar with the
You're gonna give these
Pharisees,
ungrateful
but
fuckers your
if they
money.
were a bunch of fucking false prophets that
Not me.
misused the word of God in order to promote their own heresy,
You're
then
not going to
yeah.
catch me simping for
Yeah,
third world
because
countries.
if you really
Fuckers.
look at, because I use Christian examples because that's what
God bless them,
conservatives-
but they gotta look out for themselves.
So when I use that
Not my
example,
responsibility.
and when you actually look at the story of Jesus Christ, he seemed to always have beef with particular the religious people of the law, the clergymen. They would call them Pharisees throughout the gospel. And I always made that. It seems that that's the connection I kind of,
I mean, like
I try to
baseline,
make,
not super in-depth, knowledgeable. Yeah, no, that seems reasonable to me to think of them as the Pharisees.
I think
if
it's,
they are what I understand.
I think it's very, I get a lot of haters coming up to me, right? And they say, you say you actually have sex with women. You say you lift a lot of weights. Why don't you show your face, right? Show face. Show face. In the last 2 months, because when I stream the guys like Chris Mike, shout out. You have the mod perms on my channel, so you should come to my channel and post your YouTube page on my channel so you get some more subs, bro. Because a lot of my fans would want to follow you, so go ahead and do that. Mods in chat, if you can find Chris Mike's channel, post it up too. The reason why I don't show my face, I don't do any of that stuff, is I'm a white man. I'm a straight white man, raised by a white father. I'm like the ultimate enemy in life. I got Chris Mike here, and reclaim the throne. 2 black men, okay, one in the South, one in the North. They show their face, and guess what happened to them within the past year? Rabid, feminist, leftists tried to ruin their lives in the past year. Both of them. Both of them.
It's because if I showed my face, I would have to censor
I'm
myself.
a white guy. Okay, so I bring this up by saying, hey, Chris,
what I truly believe.
tell me
I showed
how
my
the
face.
left, how the feminists try to ruin your life. You got the floor, bro.
Self-censor
in the music world, I've had
Self-censor
one
you as
positive interaction, but a couple of negative interactions. So a couple of people, they found my page. So this is the danger of showing your face. So they kind of put it on the disguise. Oh, you know the same. They always say, oh, I like this, but I don't like what you said here. And I'm like, how did you find my page? Just like, God damn it. So unfortunately, because of that, a couple of gigs, I ended up finding out there was a couple of things that kind of got canceled for me because of my page. And there were a couple of I had an interview for a job recently. They found my page.
Oh no.
So yeah.
Did you put his actual name on it?
Because it's
Is he that stupid?
What my dumbass did. I used the same I guess I don't know how they did it, but they kind of linked my band mix profile. I don't know if musicians use this thing called band mix.
Yep.
And they might and I think they linked my email that I used for that to my YouTube channel, because I do have some music videos from like 2015, 2016.
What kind of music do you make?
Oh no, just keyboard covers.
Damn.
So
I'm looking for a rap producer. That's why I have it.
yeah.
Asking a black man to be a rap producer, Chronic. Come on.
I'm not thinking this dude's doing classical music. Okay, I'm just saying.
He's not
no
Beethoven or Mozart.
I use
Hey, Chaz, Beethoven was black, don't you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
I did produce a couple of tracks, but I haven't done that recently, and I didn't do that under I didn't do it under my YouTube channel name. I use like my regular name. I use a lot of pseudonyms to kind of hide what I do.
Yeah, but
so
you put your face. So.
to avoid situations like that.
If you put your face,
there was a couple of opportunities that did get shut
You
down
can't use
for
a
me
pseudonym
because
and
of that.
show your face.
Then
That's retarded.
I had a situation on my
Doesn't make any
Instagram.
sense.
Several times I've had women
Because people can just take a photo of your
Stalk
real
me.
life Instagram and put
Literally
it up next
stalk
to
me.
your face on your
they were like,
pseudonym YouTube channel.
I don't
Doesn't
want to
work.
say they're hot because when you're stalking me, I hate you. So it's just like
I mean, let's be clear. Let's be clear. Do you have pictures of them?
let me
Yeah.
see.
It's a black guy on his
Because
feet.
I'll tell you,
There's tons of pictures
bro.
of
Like
himself.
some of these leftist stalker women.
how these
Because I've
guys
had. I was a sophomore in college, and there was a commie protest, and I went up to them and argued with them, and there was two chicks screaming in my face, and the first thing was like, "Why are you so mad?" Like, because you're a racist, you're a sexist, you support Trump. I put my hands up and I'm like, I support Trump, but I'll support you too. And it confused them. And I saw one of the girls at a bar the next week, and she came up to me when I was dancing with another chick. It was just like, would you really support me? No lie. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll support you and your friend. And
That's pretty good.
there was definitely group activities that were scheduled after that conversation. So a lot of times, because here's my baseline rule: I don't give a fuck what women say. I don't give a fuck what women say. I know how they act, and so a woman that says "I hate you," this politics, this opinion, I hate you, they'll still fuck you. They'll still suck you. They'll still go out with you on the porch of your college apartment and share a blunt with you, and then suck your dick while you talk shit to another fraternity. That
Can't
was
say
me.
I've had that happen. Can't say I've had
Fuck
someone
Beta! Beta's a bunch of bitches. Hey yo, fuck you, Chronic. Where you at? I'll fuck you up. I'm on the top story of this apartment. You want to come up here? Fuck me up though. I'm gonna get head until you fuck me up. They come to the apartment complex. They go to their floor. They knock on my door. What do? I don't answer it because I'm just trying to waste their time. Because I already got a bitch. I already got some weed. I'm wasting their time. And yeah, that fucking Beta. What was it? I don't remember the full name of that fraternity. Beta Sig? Beta Sig? I don't
Beta
know.
sim.
I don't know. But there were betas. There was like beta something. But beta. Fuck beta. Anyhow, bitches will talk shit to you, but still want to fuck you. So hey, Chris, maybe there were some bitches talking shit, but they actually want to have sex with you. I'm just trying to say.
No, but this the crazy part. So yeah, and now that I realize it, they never seem to be like older women. They always seem to be women college age. So
Oh, they definitely want to fuck you, bro.
So yeah, you're probably right, but it's just okay. Let me give you an example. All the ones that have stalked me is where I would post a comment, just post a comment. I would never add nobody. It would just be me replying to somebody, and
You know
it's
what it
a
is?
random
Is,
broad just coming
like,
onto
black
my
guys can't
page.
create stable
Just
families.
typing,
So,
spamming.
like,
They're like, I want
something
all
like
of your
that, they have to,
followers
like,
to
post
see who
about
you
how much
are.
pussy
and
they
all this.
get
I'm like,
all the
what
time.
in the-
Like,
What are you
insufferable.
doing on my page? Like I even had one of them. They was trying to
I think that's the
message
answer.
the people, like message my friends, because I only follow like
So
how many people I follow? Like 100 people. But
mother friend, your mother friend reclaimed the throne. He lives in Georgia, near UGA,
Get over here.
University of Georgia. He had leftists, like white cuck boys, because that's usually whenever you hear someone that does like political violence, like someone
It's
shot
always a
at
bitch.
Trump. If I told you someone shot at Trump, who do you think they are? What's the gender and race do you think they are?
Transgender.
the person that shot at Trump,
Yeah,
Transgender.
in general. Like if I said someone just shot at Trump, what gender and race are they?
Androgynous white.
is usually like I was gonna say a white transformer.
That's true. I mean, that is very close. It's always a white boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. It's almost always a white boy.
Yeah.
He doesn't
So
say
my
white
boy,
guy. He says white boy.
um,
Because he's trying to get the
Reclaim
black
the
guys
throne,
some
black guy.
respect.
He had multiple
Probably
white
does this where
boys
he'll like suck off.
find his
black
address,
guys. I don't know why.
knock on his door to argue with him on politics.
Oh.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. This okay. Straight, bro. This dude is on gorilla mode. Like he posts clips of him on Twitter, like
mode.
holding 100 pounds above his head as he's doing suicides. Like you see the picture. Like if I could just take his video and say, Africa is breeding super soldiers to grape all the white women, and I post his video, people are like, oh my god, they are. Like this guy is jacked. And these skinny little white commie boys are coming to his house arguing about politics. Like,
Yeah, why does
the
Chronic do this? He,
idea
like, sucks it
that
off.
showing your
Fucking
face
black
gives you
guys.
validity, it doesn't. It makes you a target from these bitch-ass white commie bitches. I can't stand them, bro. I can't stand them.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other hand, the Apollo Creed versus Ivan Drago remake is looking great.
Like, Chris, unironically, like, I'll give the most leeway at a bar to some black guys trying to fight me. It's like, I get it, you know. You see me, white guy with his big ass beard. You've been listening to CNN, MSNBC. You're upset. You think I'm racist, whatever. When a white guy tries to talk shit to me, like a white commie tries to talk shit to me, I am doing everything in my power to get in a legal fight with them. Because I want to give them so many punches to their body, their kidneys shut down. Like,
I do hate white ducks.
I'm more racist against white guys than I am black guys. Because white guys have been giving white guys a bad rep for so long with this white commies,
Well, they make
white
me look
feminists,
They make
white
me look
beta
bad.
boys.
And they're
So, like,
selling
when
out
they come,
my
like,
people
you
from-
can't... I'll tell you the story, bro. I was at a
That's kind
bar
of the logic.
in Phoenix, actually, golf bar, and I was talking to my Mexican friend about what kind of women I like, right? And I was like, you know, I'm talking to a black girl. He has a, do you like black girls? I'm like, I do, but I like two kinds of black girls. Other than the black girls who are so white, like so light skinned, they make me look black because they're like 5 times lighter than me.
Fucking weird.
And I like the black girls who are so dark it's purple down there, right?
What the fuck?
As I was telling this Mexican guy that this morbidly obese Jewish dude at the bar. I say Jewish.
Oh,
I say Jewish because he was wearing a Star of David necklace. He's like, that's racist as shit. He just said it out loud to his girlfriend. Right? And I was like, what's racist? He's like, you're racist. I'm like, well, I'm racist. He's like, because you were talking about black this, black that. I was like, shut the fuck up, bitch. He's like, shut up. And his girlfriend was sitting next to him, trying to argue with me. And she's kind of chubby, but she has nice tits. I was like, trying to roast him, like, you got bigger tits than your girlfriend. This Jewish dude's Jewish girlfriend was straight up told me, like, that's wrong, and she flashed me in the bar. I'm like, so you're gonna make me a supposed
That's just a Jewish
racist?
thing
You're
to
trying to punch me by
Like,
showing me your
they're
tits?
actually like retarded.
And so I was just like,
Everyone thinks Jews are like.
are those real?
They're actually like the most.
She said,
weird. Oh my God,
you should
that's
feel them. So, I felt this bitch's tits, and I looked over to her boyfriend, and he was like acting smug as if I was getting owned. I'm like, good lord, there is such a culture of cucketry being cuckolded in the U.S. I'm like, this guy think he straight thought he was winning over me because I was feeling his bitch's tits. I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm gonna grope over the shirt. I'm talking about like, I was feeling them nipples, bro. And he was just like, yeah, you wrong because my girl's boobies are big. I'm like,
That's fucking weird.
it's just, there's just too. You can't even. You can't.
That is pretty fucking weird. Yeah, I don't really like how Chronic kind of simps for black guys. If you really wanted to earn a black guy's respect, I imagine you wouldn't do it by like simping for them. If I had to guess, no, I wouldn't know. So I don't really have any friends. Boo-hoo, right? Well, that's not true, but you just treat them like anyone else. which is you just be racist with them. How do you earn a guy's respect? It's regardless of his race, you be racist. That's the rule. If you act like a pussy around a certain type of guy, they're gonna think you're more racist. Like if I am around a black guy and I suddenly if I stop making edgy jokes and stop being racist, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? If you change up your behavior around a specific race, that basically makes you like quasi-racist or makes you like a bitch. So, like, if I was being truly inclusive and truly equal to everybody, I'm not going to make racist jokes around my white friends and then just stop around the black guy. I'm going to include everybody, right? Nobody's free from my wrath. Nobody's free from my discernment. It's all in good fun, right? I'm not going to go start beating up people and lynching people and killing people. It's just a joke. So people need to lighten up. And there's nothing wrong with racist jokes. There's nothing wrong with saying that Asians can't drive or fucking black people are monkeys. Shouldn't be anything wrong with that, right? Should be a completely okay thing to say, because it's obviously just a joke, and I'm not going to come start lynching this race because they're different from me. And what you're actually doing, guys, if you try to censor racist jokes, you're just creating more racial tension, because jokes are how you diffuse tension, right? You make a joke and then everyone laughs, and then the tension's gone. But if you don't have any jokes, guys, then what happens is that tension builds up, and then maybe somebody might actually become racist, right? So by trying to censor people, you take what could have been just harmless words, and then it gets pent up, and then it could translate into like real violence. So if you actually cared about these races, then you wouldn't like try to create racial tension for no reason, right? And make everything racist. Oh, everything's racist. This is racist. That is racist. Because you're just creating racism out of nowhere, where it's really just a bunch of guys joking around. And even if there are guys who are legitimately racist, like they hate a specific person just because of the race, that in of itself is not a crime. There's nothing illegal about having a prejudice against a specific race. Like, I know plenty of guys who probably are legitimately racist, but that's not illegal in of itself. Having like a dislike for a specific group of people it's not evil. Now, if they were to go actually hurt someone from that group, then yeah, that would be not okay. It would kind of be cruel, because violence is bad regardless of whether it's racist violence or regardless of whether it's random violence, right? That's kind of my attitude with words in general. It's like words in of themselves don't cause damage. You should be allowed to say whatever you want, I think, even hate speech. Because hate speech is just speech. If you threaten to kill someone, you should be allowed to. Because it's just words. No one gets hurt. Only when someone actually commits a crime, like say you threaten to kill someone and then you actually kill someone, that's the crime, is the killing the person, not the threat. Because you could translate that hate speech into pretty much anything. Because if I threaten political action, if I threaten with a certain ideology, you could argue that that's hate speech. Or you could argue that any ideology indirectly leads to hate speech, and that's what they did. They just said, well, actually, if you say X, if you hold any opinion that's against Jews, that's actually anti-Semitism, which is encouraging violence against Jews, which is hate speech. So now if you ever say anything politically they don't like, well, actually, you're doing hate speech, and we can make it illegal. So they weaponized hate speech laws to smuggle in censorship for things they don't want you to say. Yeah, if you want to be racist against white cucks, go ahead. I don't care. Right? Like, I don't care. You want to make fun of white guys for being cucks? Go ahead. If you want to make fun of white trash? Go ahead. If you want to make fun of, like, white guys for being, like, pussies and, like, weak and... Yeah, go ahead. Or Americans for being fat? Go right ahead. Canadians for being fucking hockey stick wielding, igloo living, fucking moose riding, maple syrup guzzling Mounties? Go ahead. I don't care. Someone's like, oh, you're streaming. I didn't know they had internet up in the igloos. Fuck you. It's fucking good though. What, they service igloos now? They service igloos with internet now? You're just like, fuck you. It's funny though. It's good. Yeah, I can't really trust a guy if he never makes a racist joke, because I basically don't know if I can trust him, because he'll probably rat you out if he never makes any kind of like sensitive joke. He's probably the type to rat you out for one if he never says one himself. And it's like making it something funny as opposed to something serious. Because here's the thing, is all the people who are like, oh, racist jokes are bad, they're evil. If you say a racist joke, you're evil. They're the same people who will say like the hard R N word, like with vitriol and hate towards these races behind closed doors. Like people like Destiny. Destiny is like, oh, the N word's bad, you can't say it. They will like openly spurg about how much they hate, like genuinely hate a specific race. So they're just like being like legitimately like racist, much worse. Right? These people. All the people who say racism is bad, the reason they say that is because the racism that's in their heart is bad. It's not the jovial, fun, poking, pointing out a racial stereotype or kind of making light, making fun of it. Because they don't understand that in their brains. All their brain understands is, oh, I actually legitimately hate a specific type of race. If someone makes a racist joke, they must have the same kind of racism I do. So they're projecting their certain brand of actual vitriolic, hateful racism upon the general population, right? And you see this because you look at leftists, they're the most racist of them all. So they try to control everyone's speech, try to make sure that nobody's saying anything racist. They're the most controlling, but they're actually the most racist themselves all the time. They have a racial caste system basically ingrained into their ideology. You literally saw this with the vaccines, where like certain races and certain groups would get the vaccine access sooner than other areas based on race. You see this where companies will give positions to like black women for diversity hires so they can fill their quota. They'll just, DEI. So yeah, the exact same people who are saying you're racist, you're bad, you're evil, you can't say that, they're the people who have actual like evil, vitriolic hate for a race for like no reason. They're the most like bitchy, but they'll never say it. They're big snakes, right? They're big little bitchy pussy snakes who won't say it in person, but behind closed doors when they're like drunk as shit, they'll start spewing some like legitimately racist shit. But they'll come over and try to censor you for like making a joke. I'm like, yeah, get fucked. Like, fuck you, bud. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, that's exactly what they'll do. Is like, as soon as it's closed doors, they have like genuine hate. Whereas me, I don't care. My attitude, like, what's my attitude towards different races? I don't care. Like, you're cool, bro. Do whatever. Like, if I have a black guy and he's being an asshole, fuck him. If there's a white guy who's being an asshole, fuck him. Cool black guy, like him. Cool white guy, like him. I don't give a fuck, really. I think there's racial stereotypes, and it's funny to point them out. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a fact of nature. It's a fact of life. Certain races are good at different things, bad at different things, right? Have certain flaws. It's just reality. If you're too much of a bitch to address reality the way it is. In fact, races are different. You can't even acknowledge that fact. You're too much of a little fucking cucked bitch. Trying to tone police. Oh, a woman might A woman might give me an eyebrow. Yeah, fucking cunt. Those are the worst, are the guys who try to tone police other guys. Oh, you can't say that. That's not cool. It's like, stop being a fucking woman. Like, fuck's sake. Like, actual bitch men. We're like, no, you can't say that. That's racist. That's not cool. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. Fucking bitch ass. Fucking pussy. Get out of here. Not your friend. That's what you gotta say. Oh, okay, you're not my friend. You are the type to try to subvert me and put me down and make me out to be a bad guy so that you can get ahead in the social hierarchy and the social dog fight for a little sniff of pussy. That's the type of guy you are. You're going to put me down for what is clearly and obviously a joke. In good faith. Trying to keep it light, trying to keep it... That's another thing, is like, I come off sometimes too serious. I'm not good at conveying things with emotional tone and messaging. I'm kind of deadpan, unfortunately. So maybe that's part of it, but yeah, I genuinely have no hate in my heart for a specific race. I don't care. If I get mad at a specific race over something, like, oh, Jews are trying to censor me, it's not because they're Jews, it's because they're censoring me. Right? Has nothing really to do with the race. If it was fucking black people trying to censor me, it'd be like, well, fuck black people. If it was white people, fuck white people. Like, fuck white cucks, honestly. I hate them. Yeah, but I just don't care. Like, what's my thing with Israel, Palestine? I don't care. I don't care about Israelis. I don't care about Palestinians. If they want to go blow each other up, fine. It's not my business to get involved in. If they have religious differences and they have ideological differences and they have cultural differences and racial differences, well, let them figure it out. Why do we as America and we as Canada need to go and mediate their conflict? Like, it's not our job. It's to play fucking big brother to all the other countries. I don't agree with this idea that we have to go around moderating and instilling democracy everywhere and paying for foreign wars and supplying people and doing all this shit and protecting. It's not our job to fucking protect Israel. This is a retarded idea that was incepted into America by a bunch of Jews, Zionists. It makes no sense. There is actually no strategic reason for America to be involved with the Middle East and Israel. Half the wars fought past the 2000s, they don't make sense, none of them. Shouldn't have been in any of them. So yeah, that's my attitude. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Neither should you. You have mouths to feed. You have children you got to take care of. You got family members who are struggling. You've got friends who can barely afford rent. Do you want to have kids someday? Do you want to have a wife, kids, and family? Do you want to own a house? Well, you got to focus on those things. Like, you don't have time to be sending money over to Israel. You don't have time to be sending over foreign aid to Palestine. You've got your own kids that you need to support and raise and take care of and provide a happy, fulfilled, fruitful life for. You don't have time to be thinking about fucking Palestinians and fucking Israelis. Like, God bless them, but let them take care of their own. It's not your job to go do... And if you want to go do charity, then take care of yourself first. You can't be doing charity if you can't even secure your home nation. America's falling apart. We've got so many problems here in America. So many things going wrong. Yet we're going to run around playing foreign aid. We look arrogant. We look stupid. We're going to run around taking care and nosing our business into every other country's business. We can't even pay for rent. We can't even stop inflation. We can't even fix the interest rates. We can't even fix the housing crisis. Can't even get food to fucking certain places. We still have supply chain issues. We got Taiwan about to be blown up. Like, we got actual supply chain issues to worry about in the future that we should really secure our nation against. We've got actual foreign policy in places of actual military and geopolitical and economic interest that actually matter on an economic scale. Actually matter and are relevant to our country. Not fucking random third world shitholes. You couldn't make less of an argument. It's like if two African tribes are going at it, like we literally have zero stake in that part of the world. Like that is the least amount of fucks given for a like let's say Russia was attacking Ukraine. Okay. You could kind of make an argument that what happens there matters and eventually comes back to America. So we need to care. But like Middle East, Africa, it literally does not fucking matter what goes on over with third world countries. Like literally America's best strategy, like we literally, like you want to say, oh, turtling doesn't work. You know, America can't turtle. We need to like get involved in other countries. Literally America's golden years and our like golden strategy during World War II was literally turtling, which was, and World War One, which is sit in the corner because we are an island nation, which means we don't really have to worry about conflict. And we have nukes, so we don't have to really worry about conflict. We are basically geologically built for turtling, built for avoiding conflict. That's why we became so successful as a nation, is because every other country was desolate from war. They had lost a lot of their economy from war, and then America just scooped everything up. We just scooped up all the remains of these other foreign economies and basically capitalized on everyone else's failure and said, oh, we're doing fine over here in America. We got democracy. Well, I don't know if democracy really provided economic growth per se. I'd say capitalism, at least. Having a free market, something of a free market, wasn't protected, helped. Free trade, yeah. British is another one, right? It's another reason why Britain was so popular. Island nation. The only difference is that they turtled a lot during war, but they got into a lot of different wars with other different countries because they were hyper involved with a lot of different countries through colonization and just like foreign. They were a lot more involved than America was historically because they're a lot older. But this whole idea, like, we need to get involved with other countries' business is just literally not historically precedented at all. Like, the instances where America has done best is when we've turtled and we've just, like, sat in the corner of the world and let other countries duke it out. That's literally, like, America's winning strategy. And now we're saying we can't do that. We shouldn't do that. Yeah, the complete arrogance of conservatives and liberals who saying that we want to go do humanitarian aid, we want to go do this, we want to go do that, we need to start spending money on this, we need to start giving taxes to that. It's like, you can't pay for rent. You can't buy a house. If you want to buy a house, you can't. You can't. You will never own a home. I will never own a home. You will never be able to support a family of 4. Can't pay rent. Can't buy a house. Can't keep up with inflation. Can't buy food. And you have the arrogance to demand more tax dollars to be spent on random fucking immigrants who hate you, by the way. They hate you. They don't like you. Yeah, you talk about all the racism and, oh, you're racist and you're this, you're that. How dare you make jokes? Okay. Well, these other people in these other countries, they're not making jokes. They're killing each other. They are denying marriage and denying access to their jobs, people, resources, and culture, and really denying immigration. Basically, you can't come in their country if you're a certain race. So they're legitimately racist against us and against everyone else. Like, we as Americans are the odd ones out, being like, oh, you can't be racist. That's not the norm. Every other country is racist. Every other race is racist, and they hate you. And you're going to go do humanitarian aid for a bunch of people who hate you and don't like you and want to steal your culture, want to tear it down, replace it with their own, and replace your race and your genes with a bunch of Hispanic babies, with a bunch of Latino babies, with a bunch of African babies. Right? They want to replace you and get rid of you with their own race and their genes. They are legitimately racist against you. And I'm not saying that's justification to be racist back, but I'm saying we should look after ourselves. We should think about, okay, how do we help fellow Canadians and fellow Americans? How do we help North America grow and continue to be a fruitful, productive nation? Bring wealth to the people within it. Not how do we help Africans and how do we help single mothers and how do we help immigrants and help random third world countries doing fucking wars overseas? How do we help Ukraine? How do we help Black Lives Matter? Why do we have to send all of our tax dollars to people who aren't us and to movements that don't even represent us? Pretty much all of the movements since the 2000s have all been for people who aren't white Americans, like who aren't fellow Americans. Literally all of it. It's always been like, oh, black people. Okay, now we got to take care of these people. Now we got to go send money to this. Now we got to go create a welfare program for that. Now we got to go give security, social security to this. It's like, when are white American men going to have some kind of political movement or going to have some kind of group that cares about them and cares about their issues? Because they're the bedrock of society. White working men. Middle-aged working men. Nobody gives a fuck about them. You're never going to hear like, oh, here's a stimulus check for this. Oh, we're going to lower your taxes for that. Never. But they are literally the bedrock of society. They are the only people between absolute starvation and chaos and, you know, a healthy, happy culture. They're the only people. Women aren't going to do it. Women aren't going to go fight the Taliban. Women aren't going to go fight off the Haitians from eating your cats and dogs. Right? They're not going to protect... Women aren't going to go and protect you from being raped by an immigrant. Right? Children aren't. You think black men are going to come over and save you from inflation, from being raped, from getting attacked on the subway, from anything? Do you think black men are going to come over and save you? They're going to come help you? No. You think Black Lives Matter people are going to come over and help you when it's going hard for you, when times are tough for you? No. They don't give a fuck. They're not doing shit. Right? So why do we care so much? And why are we helping people who hate us? And why are we cucking our own people? Why do we hate our own people? We hate our own men. We hate our own women and children. We hate our own families. So we can all sell ourselves out to Jews and to black people and to fucking single mothers and to welfare people and to women and to random Israelis overseas and random Palestinians and random Ukrainians and random Russians and random fucking people who don't care about you, who don't even know you exist, who hate you, if they did know you exist, would probably be racist against you and hate you, who aren't going to help you when you fall, and when the West falls. They're not going to help you. They're going to immigrate into your country, set up Sharia law, take over your apartment with 300 Indians all crammed in, take over your culture, replace it with theirs, and you're going to get cucked and left in the dust. Yeah, let's send more money to Israel. Yeah. Let's send money to Palestine. Let's create more welfare checks and food stamps for single mothers. Let's give healthcare to immigrants, illegal immigrants. Yep. You can't even... And all the stupid Americans. Oh, it costs so much. Oh, it costs so much. Why do you think it costs so much? Why do you think that? Why do you think it costs so much? Chronic's right. He's right. It's because you're paying for everyone else. The reason it takes $800 to stitch up your hand for 10 minutes of work by the doctor costs you $800. The reason that is because all the people getting insurance, all the illegal immigrants who are getting free healthcare, they're not paying. You're paying for them. The reason you pay so much, Chronic's right. Somebody's got to pay for them. You're paying for the corrupt politicians. You're paying for the illegal immigrants. You're paying for the black single mothers. And the audacity of Republicans, the audacity of liberals, Democrats. They want to send more of our money overseas. Like, we don't have any money left. You get home, you get back after taxes, you get back after GST and income tax, property tax, insurance, all that. You think men want to send more of their money overseas? You want to think they want to waste more of their time helping minorities on Twitter? Like, the audacity. And never offering anything back. When has a politician ever advocated for working middle-aged white men? Never. Oh, we, support the entirety of society, and like, we are the one group that if we're not there, basically all of society collapses, and we're like the iron pillar that keeps up America. But fuck us, right? We don't need shit. No, the West can't survive. The West cannot survive. It is being actively raped by every group outside of it all the time. The millionaires and billionaires want to rape the country. Illegal migrants from every other country, everywhere, want to rape the country. Women want to extract as much resources, as many food stamps, as many stimulus checks as they can get. Commies want to burn the country down. Antifa wants to initiate riots and lootings. Black people want to fucking kill each other and do drugs. Promote degenerate rap music. Destroy families. And not have kids. And promote syphilis. Gonorrhea. It's like, yeah, you want my respect? Stop worshipping rap music. Stop worshipping degeneracy and drugs and violence. And, oh, I'm a thug. Yeah, I'm a thug. I'm going around shooting people. Yeah. No. Cut that shit out. Cut that fucking childish horse shit out. This irresponsible fucking wackadoodle nonsense. All the fucking white guys listening to it like, yeah. Yeah, you're real badass, man. You're real badass, waving your fucking... probably non-existent, probably never used it in your life, by the way. Gun around. Smoking your little fucking cigarette. Oh, you're so cool, dude. You're addicted to substances. You're controlled by a chemical. Nice one, dude. You ruined your health for a little chemical. You're so cool. I totally respect you. Yeah, you threw away your life to be like a degenerate hedonist. To be like a selfish asshole who only cared about himself, who said fuck everyone else. I want to do drugs and fuck bitches. Yeah, I totally respect that. That's so cool. Yeah, and until white guys and black guys stop elevating rap music, I won't respect them. And yeah, you don't need my respect, but no one takes you seriously. If you're actively doing drugs, if you're actively on alcohol, and you think you're so cool and serious, listen to rap music, nobody thinks you're serious. Nobody listens to you and goes, wow, you're so interesting. Nobody respects you. You're a clown. So yeah, you gotta cut it out. You gotta fucking stop the fucking stupid cunt music. Because it's poisoning your soul. It's a direct spiritual induction. That's what music is. Inducts lyrics straight into the soul. You gotta stop putting fucking garbage into your mind. You gotta stop. There's no excuse for it. It's like people who eat fast food. It's like, there's no argument, bro. Just fucking stop. Enough. Enough is enough. Stop with the garbage. But yes, America is being raped by every group that hates it, that is jealous of what white Christian men built. They're jealous. We built the most powerful, economically driven, technologically progressive, advanced, cultured, structured, organized. We had the family. We had Christianity, Christian ethics. We had a strong, booming economy. We had weapons of war. Now look at us, bro. We cuck ourselves for every other group that isn't us. We're a laughingstock. Yeah, Trump is kind of right. People make fun of us. Now, I don't think Trump ain't gonna do shit, right? Like, I'm not a big Trump guy, but he is right in that we're a joke. America is a joke. And they want it to burn, bro. The elites will let it burn. This is something I've changed my mind on because they act as a demonic force, and demonic forces they're not devious enough to try to institute any kind of order. They just care about chaos. Plus, there's too many demonic groups vying at each other's throats. Like, the only way in which these groups can work together under the umbrella of progressivism is because they have a demonic hatred for the white man. That's the only reason they work together under the inclusivity umbrella. Inclusivity doctrine. As soon as they have to institute some order, once they have America, once they own America, like it's yours now, once there's no more patriarchy and no more white man to fight, you think they're going to be able to establish order? You think the communists, Antifa, the feminists, the Jews, the progressives, the cucks, the immigrants of every single country, the hood, do you think they're going to be able to get along? No. If we weren't fucking grabbing y'all by the neck and try to fucking force you to behave every 3 seconds. Like, it's a bunch of children. You guys are a bunch of children. Fucking commies and fucking hood guys trying to riot and steal shit. You're all a bunch of children that need, like, a masculine father to fucking put you in your place. If you had the hold of the country, it would fall apart. And then, oh shit! Look at exactly what's happening to the country. You have a bunch of weak Antifa, communist, feminist cuckolds start running the country, and oh, look what happens. It falls apart. Yeah, you're a joke. Like, you're a joke. The idea that you could fix the country, you could run the country. Oh, it's just, we just got to get rid of the patriarchy, then everything will be fine. Patriarchy is the only force strong enough to actually run a healthy society. The idea that a bunch of feminists and a bunch of commie, hood, and Antifa fuckers and immigrants a bunch of Indian fuckers are going to run society. A productive, healthy, driven, structured, organized, intelligent society is going to be run by a bunch of immigrants. Yeah, no. Very, very funny. Very funny. It's a joke. America is a joke. But it's not a funny joke. It's a sad joke. And the only reason it's a joke is because demons demonically laugh and screech as they dance around the corpse of the white Christian man. They parade around his corpse, brutally kicked to death in a 10v1, 300v1, 5,000v1, 333 million v1. His fellow man sold him out, killed him, lynched him, killed his family, killed his children, burned his country, tore down his statues, took away his religion, burned his churches, burned his heritage, burned his culture, killed his grandparents. that is the current state of affairs in the West. And that is where it's heading. Well, I hope that the people fighting for something of value don't fuck it up. I hope that we have some bit of a turnaround, but I doubt it. When society goes belly up, I don't think that... See, Chronic's resolution is like, well, then once force is on the table and society collapses, then I can just use force and reinstate order through force and go on a little killing spree. I don't really want that to come to that. I don't want it to come to that. I'm not looking forward to a day of great violence when men finally get their justice through chaos and physical force. I'm not looking forward to that. It's not really a battle you can win either. There's going to be a lot more immigrants than white guys when that day comes. It would have to happen soon, frankly. Not only that, but you'd have a lot of white guys fighting against you. Trying to fucking protect and defend the women and immigrants. Trying to fight for women's right to vote and all that shit. They'd be like red pill guys, MGTOW, you know. They're outnumbered. They're not gonna fucking be able to produce anything meaningful. People like Chronic would get slain, killed by some fucking Antifa bitch with a AR-15. There's no glorious revolution. It's just death. It's not pretty. It's not glorious. It's not fun. It's just death and misery. But yes. So tonight is not a happy stream. Tonight ends on a sad note. A morbid stream, as it were, for you to reflect on. And before I go, I will give you something to reflect on. Something for you to think about, come back to me with. Which is, with this knowledge, what are you going to do in your day-to-day life as an individual to resist the cuckoning of your country that happens on a day-to-day basis, that fellow men, fellow women and children, fellow Americans, fellow Christians are subverted and weakened and destroyed with on a daily basis? Pardon my pun, but the whitewashing of our culture. Get it? Get it? Laugh, bitch! I said laugh. But yes, how are you going to resist the cultural degradation, the cuckoning? What will you do? Because you're not going to save the culture. You're not going to be the one to, you alone are somehow going to fight off the enemy single-handedly. You're not going to be the one to save the culture from spiraling into chaos and doom single-handedly. Most likely, maybe do your best, but don't count on it. Basically, don't count on it. So the question is, how are you as an individual going to do your part? Say, well, I did what I could. I lived my life the way that I think should have been led. that had anyone else, had other people lived, we might have been okay. What example would you set for fellow Americans, fellow Christians, fellow white families of America who share Christian values, who share American values, who share Judeo-Christian values, who share notions for capitalism, growth, progress, technology, science? What are you going to do on your day-to-day basis? It's important. It's important that you have a takeaway, something you can apply today, tomorrow. Not just a lofty idea in your head. Meaningless. Because it's easy to get depressed and be like, oh, da 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 da. But everything starts with the individual. Everything starts with what are you going to do in your day-to-day to improve things, to be the exemplar of good behavior. That's what you guys need to think about. That's what you guys need to marinate on and come back to me when you have an answer. And with that, we're done.